one of the top 40 records being played on every radio station in the United States is a communication to the children to take a trip, to cop out, to groove. The psychedelic jackets on the record albums have their own.
This is a special question. We don't want you to smoke genetically modified ganja. We want you to smoke the real thing.
Me?
Want you to smoke the natural herb.
Sweet.
Some call it marijuana.
Sweet.
Some call it sesame.
Sweet.
Some call it lamb's bread.
The tea.
And some people call it...
Welcome to another edition of the Adam Dunn Show. I am your host, Adam Dunn. You just think I
I'm
crickly.
Dave Charnick. Hot dab.
Nah, it's just water got into my bitch. We are here at the official PS23 after show with the one and
I
only
hear it again.
MycoSymbiote himself,
Psychedelic.
What up?
William
Welcome.
Padilla-Brown. How you
Yes,
doing, bro?
Propagate mycelium, you know the vibes.
Killer show. It's pretty interesting. It's like I'm so used to weed events, right, where you just like kind of know you know what you're looking at, right? This is like you had to like stop, look, think about it for a minute because you really don't even know what you're fucking looking at half the time because it was just.
It was mind-boggling.
Right in here.
Yeah,
Right.
super mind-boggling in every direction. Something new, something nuanced, and a lot of unexpected. I mean, I wasn't ready to just see full-on like fruits.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. No, it's great to see the.
That was it. Whatever you just did, that's the.
Yeah. Thank you.
It's still there, but that's
It's less.
that's the thing.
It's less. But yeah, it was one of those shows where definitely took a while to absorb it all, but at the same time there was also the conversations were great too because that's the thing. Like it was like the ultimate eavesdropping kind of show where you just like hear these conversations and you'd be like they'd be actually interesting when they go by instead of being like, oh my god, they're talking about the price of weed again. Like, you know, a weed show, you know, it's pretty much gonna go into certain zones.
Yeah. There's a lot of advancement going on. A lot of people coming at this from different angles. You know, from advocacy to cultivation to retreats. You know, it was all over the place, and you know, people from literally all over the world. So
Yeah, no, definitely. It's a lot of, I mean, obviously Canadians and things like that, but there's definitely a lot of Europeans, a lot of what happened there? We lost everything. South Americans. And
Shut up.
but
No, now I'm really loud.
no, it's good. It's fine.
That's fine.
You want to
all right.
hear yourself, otherwise you're only talking to the,
But it's gone. Almost.
Don't worry about it.
But
Just
it's
keep
good. No,
rolling.
it's-
Don't worry about
So
it.
we should tell everybody we're talking about the MAPS conference, the
The hardest name to ever say
Yeah,
of
what
conference.
is-
the Multidisciplinary Association for Psychedelic Studies.
There you go.
Bam, that's where we were.
We need you around us at all times when we have to say it. Cause
Bing, bing, bing.
Can you record that, Jamie? And we can play that as a drop. But it was amazing. There had to be 15,000 people there.
Yeah, that was ridiculous.
Yeah,
there
there
was a small city.
13,000, I think, on the second day. And
There's more people than live in the town that I live in.
Really?
There's more people there. Yeah.
And where you at? Where are you based out of?
I live in New Cumberland, Pennsylvania, right outside the capital of Pennsylvania, which is Harrisburg, right in the center.
Definitely in the heart of the place that needs the most fucking
Psychedelic
Love.
medicine.
changes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
100%. So
Yeah.
it's good to be in those trenches too, though, because then otherwise you're all just kind of dealing with people who don't really need the work. You know? So
Yeah. I mean, I feel like a lot of people like that have the vision or have those good ideas. They go run to the cities that they align with, and then the places where they come from never end up, you know, turning into much. But like where I live is so beautiful. It's so worth, you know, putting some time into, you know, making space for what we believe in.
Right. And you got to work with the ground while we still got it, right? 'Cause
Yeah, 100%. I mean, like we got water squirting out the mountains out there. It's like not on fire, not earthquakes, not you know. What I mean, it's nice. Like you know, you got. I live right next to one of the oldest rivers in the world, arguably the oldest river in the world, the Susquehanna.
Really?
There's beautiful islands in the river. It's like almost a mile wide across where I live, and then the Appalachian Mountains are right there. You know, one of the oldest mountain ranges. So a lot of really great natural visual terps to enjoy.
I used to drive through Harrisburg all the time on my way to Syracuse.
Yeah, it's
Fun
definitely a center
town.
point.
Don't get pulled over there.
Yeah, you already know.
You don't want to get pulled over in Harrisburg. But this conference was amazing. There were so many different tracks and information breakouts. They did
Ashtray.
tons of discussions on
Oh, you got one? No, that's good.
exploring what MDMA can do for PTSD, just microdosing MDMA, microdosing LSD, and it seemed psilocybin was just the leader.
The cat's meow.
I mean, it was
cat's meow with festival.
It took over the majority of the exhibitors. There were dozens of different fruiting companies, all-in-one bag companies, new microdosing. Somebody was the only one that I saw that got shut down was somebody who had mixed psilocybin and MDMA in the same chocolate bar, and they were selling them. And somebody from like a serious person, it might have even been like Rick. Well, somebody walked up to them and said, "If you don't stop doing this, we are going to have to call the cops." And they literally stopped and they went on, and
Wow.
that was it. But it was a great, informative. I highly encourage anybody, if you ever see that.
Think of all the
Maps is coming
people
to
you could
town.
help with those bars. Terrible, you know what I mean? Like, think of all the therapy you could just
me.
destroyed it, right?
I mean, at the last session we were just in, they were talking about, everybody's coming at this from a scientific and therapy approach, and they're like, "Yo, what about having fun?"
Yeah. That was the same one.
But
that was
at the same time,
which is kind of like,
That has to come next.
Yeah.
Because we have to get people on our side.
100%. I'm with that 100%. And so, with that being said, I don't know. Like, this is like, if this is the introductory to it, you don't want to go too far out. You want to test your boundaries, but.
I think this is the introduction to the introduction. We're so early on in this, right? The joke used to be 10 years ago, where are we in the cannabis industry? And we go, oh, we're in the second inning. No, we're still in spring training
this
in
is
cannabis.
like, no one knows what's going. Like right now, it's fun to watch this
Yep.
because it's like so new and fresh. You know what I mean? People are getting like in the cannabis industry. We're all jaded now because it's like because there's been a professional side of it, and
Nobody wants it.
quickly you figure out that's not the part that we were there for. You know what I mean? None of us were there to do spreadsheets and fucking deal with the man and tell him what exactly you're doing every time.
Human resources.
Because you're also
Yeah, I mean, like-
you're trying to experiment and play with shit. You know what I mean? You don't need
And
to
a
give
lot
a
of us
secret
came
sauce.
from highly unregulated markets. So like to be highly regulated, it's just like, oh my god, like kind of annoying. But
It is. Well, it's the inevitable. I mean, that's one of the things in Cali. Like 70% of the licenses did not renew this year because of the regs. It's straight up. They're like, you know what? We're fucking sick of it. Legacy. Imagine the legacy market next year. It's gonna be crushing.
I'd love to know. Right, exactly. So they didn't, 70% didn't renew, but did 70% close? I mean, they're still going to produce cannabis.
Exactly,
They're just
right.
not licensed.
yeah, I mean, you know what it is.
Yeah, they're not shutting it all down.
No.
I mean, there's so many
it's all
people that
fire
just like
again.
never stop doing it the old way.
It will eventually move over, but we'll eventually get to the point where there still will be the craft producers, just like their craft breweries, and we'll still have access to the fire that we love, and the whole industry won't be mids.
Y'all gonna have to show me how to load one of these joints up.
Oh yeah. So this is DabX Instruction 101 right now. So
Let's get it.
we're gonna convert Will.
The thing that's really dope with these two is because it's closed like this, you can go, if you're outside, there's no wind, there's no, like that's some of the, doing dabs in the outside is sometimes depressing for me. Like, especially even just like with the torch, you can't see it. You're like, what, is it hot? Is it not? You know what I mean? So this helps a lot. And you can, like I've seen guys snowboarding with them because there's no wind, there's no, like it's inside there. And they make a cart that,
On the go
they make a
for
cart
show.
that sits on top that you can fill it with oil, and then you don't have to keep reloading it. You just
I can
bring
load it in there.
Yep.
All right, cool.
Just let me give you a tool.
And the key to the whole thing is you don't need a Q-tip in between. That's the best part. Because if you had a Puffco or a Carta, your whole house is just filled literally with fucking Q-tips.
Yeah, my house is filled.
And it
with
looks gross. It looks. Somebody who doesn't know goes like, "Damn, you got some dirty ass ears around here."
Yeah,
It's-
yep,
You're
yep.
like, big, like, no, we're good.
That's hilarious. I came to that realization at some point. I'm like, yo, people probably think my ears are mad dirty, right? Because like, why else?
Going through so many Q-tips.
CVS is like, oh, here's the guy with that ear problem
He
again.
keeps coming in for Q-tips. This guy.
What's wrong with him?
Leaky.
But what did you go to any of the talks or anything, or did you just?
I went to
really walk
Travis's. I
around?
went to Travis's, and that was good. That's where I met him at also.
I missed Travis's.
And it was definitely our style of a panel because it was like very loose.
Okay.
There we go.
Very loose. Everybody was super knowledgeable, you know what I mean? But at the same time, it was also like the subject matter that they were doing was exactly like you're saying about having fun and breaking down that, you know, like, let's not take this to the point of just being like, we can't be clinical about everything. It's like, especially when it comes to psychedelics, because that's how we all got into it, was goofing around. Like, dude, why doesn't everybody do this? 'Cause if you know what I mean? It's always like that one little thing you figured out yourself.
Mark, can you find that reel of that one joke guy where he talked about opening up a center and says, I have just no experience, I just tripped a lot?
I took a lot of drugs.
Do you know that
guy.
one? Do you have that one handy?
Vinny's got that drop.
That one we should play because there were so many cool people there. I mean, so many cool people. It was every conversation I had just seemed to be genuine. But I did meet these one group of people, and I just I thought he was doing that skit for me. You know, like maybe.
Talk about the
he
Aloha guy or somebody else.
No, I'm not
Aloha
going to
guy was
say
kinda,
who.
he was
I'm
pretty
not
funny.
going to say who it was.
He was more of a caricature.
I'm
I don't
just
even
going
know
to
if I know
say
who y'all talk about.
it was. He went through his whole spiel and everything, and so I said, because I just met like 4 psychiatrists, a dozen therapists and practitioners. So I said, and he's talking about all these substances that you're going to do when you have access to when you're at his retreat. Mm-hmm. And I said, so do you work with a licensed clinical social worker, a therapist, a psychiatrist maybe for something like this? Like, no, but we know a few of them. And that's when it just coalesced in that moment, and all I saw was that reel that I was asking them to play.
It's just moving so fast, and like people are just running into it all. Like,
well, we have some friends too. They say it straight up that really what it comes down to is they're gonna, while it's in this quasi phase, they're gonna press the gas. You know, they're gonna hit the gas and go. And I don't hold it against them.
I mean, a lot of people. It's like getting into any getting into alcohol before it was unprohibited. Like, you know, I mean, if you had a still set up and you were pumping out some nice liquor, or you were able to brew some nice beer right before prohibition
There
ended,
was a moment you could take that chance. Yeah,
you could have been you could have been one of the big ones.
Well, wait a minute. Odie's here. Odie, when Prohibition happened, didn't your business go under? And did you have problems selling, or what did you do? Did you convert over?
Fast cars.
Oh, got it. Okay. I was just checking with
Oh
Odie
yeah, that's how
because-
they move it. Moving that
Yeah.
moonshine. NASCAR. That's how it all started. Moonshine runners.
And for those of you who know Odie, he came in today, and I just got to say, he took 15 years off. I don't know what
Actually,
he
I
did.
saw it was funny yesterday. There was a guy. I didn't see his face because I was seeing him from behind, but it was just like Odie right there, and I was like, he can't be here though. You know what I mean? It was just one of those like. So you've now shed that. Like that's gone.
He shaved. He's not wearing a hat. I mean, he looks 15 years younger. It's like Adam when he shaves his beard and people have to look at his name badge to see who it is.
David Bronner today was funny 'cause he's all like, looked at. I was like, really? Are you looking at my name badge? Like, oh my god, dude! I can't believe it. But no, he's you get overwhelmed at those kind of things though too. Like you're just like
you see like a million, bro. You like the amount of interactions. It's in comparison to my normal day to day.
Yeah.
Man, I'm sitting there at the end of the night just like, yo, what just happened for real? Like, I'm trying to like capture all of it.
Have you converted to the digital QR business card to capture contact with people, or you're still going old-fashioned with it?
I'm still going old-fashioned with it because it ends up like getting interacted with.
It ends
more
up
people.
turning into filters for your joints, bro. That's the deal right
Straight
there. You're
up.
like,
People
hey, I got
see
a
it
lot.
multiple times,
I'll
you know
keep
what I'm
just the
saying?
name, and I'll keep the name and the number somehow, and it'll be
The
like
rest
this. Like
is
the rest is all
twisted.
straight. Like
Yeah, like who knows if people's like what are you gonna go back home and look at all your tabs? Like maybe you do, maybe you don't, but like you got that card and it'll show up again, and like I think that's valuable. And then And then, you know, I have my operations manager with me, and she's just like taking notes and getting emails and sending them out and shit.
Okay, she just gonna say she represented herself as your manager, which I thought was a really cool title to have.
Yo, yeah, she's with
That
the
you
shits.
have a manager. That's fucking cool.
Yeah, she with the shits, bro.
Yeah.
I you know what I mean? Like we're moving too light speed to not, you know, have everything handled and
Hit the gas. And
You know,
go.
yeah, we got Finagle to bagel.
Fin-
You know what I'm saying?
Look
That
at
bagel
that.
was fire too.
He didn't even know. He didn't even know.
Nah, I ate that bagel, bro.
Oh, you
that
had
bagel
oh,
was, you know what I'm
so
saying?
you know his bagels, though. Okay.
That was something.
Well, keep going. No, we have. a few
Oh,
minutes
he
to
loves
fill.
accolades. He
Keep
loves
going.
accolades.
Don't stop. Yes, I made bagels. To shout out to Chef Mark Strausman in New York City for putting up a very informative instructional video, because I love making those bagels. Odie had like 12 bagels last week, something like that. I mean, he eats a lot. It's
Odie's nice.
So what do we got here? What is this?
Those are Cordyceps militaris freeze dried. You want to try some?
Yeah, they're not. Yeah, it's cordyceps.
Yeah, run it up. Yeah, these
Yes,
come
try
from.
some.
Are these the brain? Are
I
these
feel
what?
like Rick Moranis in Ghostbusters.
So all right. So Cordyceps militaris. Some people hear Cordyceps, especially here. You each take one. Some people hear of Cordyceps
It's like Cheetos.
now.
They look like Cheetos.
They do look like Cheetos.
Flamin' Hots.
There's that dab. But yeah, some people know Cordyceps now from that HBO show, The Last of Us.
Right.
But
Oh, yeah.
Cordyceps is an entomopathogenic fungi. It means it grows on insects, and it grows out near where we live in Pennsylvania, like all around us. So, you know, I started growing those back in 2015. We grow them on a vegan substrate. They got really great compounds in there for health. How you feeling? I mean, it's like,
It's got a nutty vibe to it. It's like
yeah,
nice.
nutty, sweet, buttery. There's like a whole bunch of different
Yeah, it's very nice.
angles in there. But
There's a lot of funky mushrooms out there, and this is not one of them.
No, this
Yeah.
tastes good.
Yeah, we're gonna start, you know, getting these into restaurants and things. But yeah, he's like, I need a little water. That's a mushroom right
One
there.
for Adam too.
But
I got water.
yeah. So this mushroom has the main active compound in it. It's called cordycepin, which is very molecularly similar to adenosine triphosphate, which are mitochondria produced for energy. So it provides energy on a cellular level, which feels very natural. It also can help get more oxygen into your blood, which is great when you're at high altitudes.
Right.
So I like to use those whenever I'm, you know, out here in
Yeah, cordyceps is super powerful.
Mile High City. You know?
That was great. That tasted really good.
Yeah, we do a lot of different products with them. You know, extracts, chocolates.
And I read in your thing you were like pushing hard to keep, you know, for domestic produced cordyceps.
Yeah, yeah.
Because it's totally because the thing about China, you can't trust nothing. You know what I mean? It's like if it says organic, it's not organic. Because you know, they'll put label. You would really have a hard press to know what you got. It's crazy because their prices, like, you know, it's China, right? They'll be like,
they produce
you look
80% of the world's mushrooms. They also consume a lot of the mushrooms. But you know, there are some companies with, you know, decent analytics and all these kinds of things to show, you know, that they're what's in the product that they're selling that comes from China.
Right.
There's also a lot of stuff that who knows what's up with it. But I'm all about just supporting, you know, the local economy, supporting, you know, small people. So I've been training a lot of people how to cultivate cordyceps mushrooms, and then because of my market reach, I'm able to market them. So we contract growers that have taken my training to sell their mushrooms for them or use them for our products. You know,
Tell us about your training.
my training for cordyceps mushrooms.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a 2-day training. We have one coming up next month. It's a 2-day training, and we take everybody through like how to prepare substrates, how to work with the culture. We even show them about breeding, and this time of year we take people out to the forest to even look at the wild ones.
So the wild ones grow on insects. How do you do them?
We
With
grow them.
tweezers.
We grow them on vegan rice, brown rice, supplemented brown rice substrate.
Right.
So no bugs are harmed in the making of your mushrooms.
Yeah. PETA needs to leave me alone. I
PETA. You hear that?
Yeah, I'm just kidding. They never mess with me. I only got a couple insect farms, you know. But they hassled my one homie that had a cricket farm. He had this farm in
doing it
Youngstown,
doing it
Ohio.
for food for boas.
Yeah, he was doing it for food. So they were like, "Do you know how many lives are on your hands for all these millions of crickets?"
You start counting cricket lives. You're
Oh,
like,
man.
fuck. I was like, Yeah, I do know. We sold 250,000 crickets last week. So there you go.
For
Boom.
real?
Yeah, they were definitely hassling him, but he moved on to different consulting stuff these days. So rest in peace, Big Cricket Farms. But that was a really cool, iconic moment.
And what's your website address so we can put it up if anyone wants to register for your training?
MycoSymbiotics.com. MycoSymbiotics.com. MycoSymbiotics.
Really, it rolls right off the tongue.
It goes right there. It's so smooth. So smooth.
Yeah, just put the captions on and pause.
There you go. So you come out to Denver often, or just like this is your first trip, or?
Nah, I've been to Denver. I can't say too often. I first started coming out here, interacting with like the mushroom community. I got invited to talk at the mushroom club here in the Pikes Peak Mycological Society. I also there's this health food store around Colorado Springs, or between here and Colorado Springs, called Mountain Mama.
Okay.
I believe that's what it's called. But I did a class there on Cordyceps.
I think I actually know it because it was the only one that's in between. Like if you're driving, like I was going to, I think we were going to Crestone or something, and it was like, no, this is it. There was only one, and it was like up on some, yeah. It was pretty,
Mountain Mama.
I taught a class on Cordyceps there, and I made people Cordyceps tea, and we all drank it. It was back in like 2017, I want to say. Yeah, around then. But yeah, I started coming out here and teaching about mushrooms when I was younger, and getting stoned. I mean, just like seeing what the weed culture was.
Did you go to Telluride to the mushroom festival?
Yeah, I think I actually came to Colorado for Telluride first, maybe.
Right.
Yeah, because I came in 2016. Was the first time I came to Colorado for Telluride. That was the first time I bought legal weed. Was in Colorado. Yeah.
Popped your cherry.
Yo, that shit was lit. That was vibes.
Do you remember where you went?
I went to the Green Dragon or something like that in Telluride.
Oh, there's one Telluride.
Yeah.
Shout out to Green Dragon and Telluride.
I'm pretty sure that's what it's
my
called.
friend
Or
went.
Delilah, that's what it was. Delilah and Telluride.
My friend went there to Telluride Mushroom Festival in 2000 and I think it was 10 maybe, and it was funny because she was working for High Times at the moment, and so she came in thinking like, this is, I'm doing this coverage for this thing. So she got there, and it was like they had brought like, I don't know, quarter ounce of mushrooms, and everybody was like, oh, you have mushrooms? Like, wait, we're at the fucking mushroom festival. Like, wait a minute, nobody here has like everybody there was seriously into mushrooms, but nobody had psychedelic mushrooms.
Bro, they're like really like like science nerds.
Exactly. So it was like, shoot, they were like, all of a sudden we were like, this is kind of weird because there's people dancing around dressed up like mushrooms everywhere.
It's a
but yet,
vibe.
and then it was like we pulled out our bag, and all of a sudden people were like, are those?
Oh, you
real?
can't do those here.
It's like, what?
If you know the wiggle,
Of course.
If you know the wiggle, then
it's
you know.
always there.
You know what I mean?
It's always everywhere.
Yo, it literally was founded as a psychedelic mushroom festival. Like it's the original. I mean, I think Andy's gonna be there this year, but rest in peace, Gary Linkhoff. Rest in peace, Manny Salzman. Paul was there like a couple years ago, but it originally started as a psychedelic mushroom festival. Terrence was up in there. It's transitioned over the years, and now it's
gotten into full
again.
on. Yeah, it's gotten into. Well, of course, now we're in the renaissance, let's say, of mushrooms, right?
No.
It's going crazy. I mean,
we're not.
I think it's just the beginning because we are only interacting with I would say less than 10% of what the Asian knowledge is of mycology. They're growing so many more mushrooms. Mm-hmm. Like we just learned what mycorrhizal word. People just learned that whenever I think it was man, I don't even want to butcher her name. But there's a scientist that
what's her name?
that figured out she's on Fantastic Fungi.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
everything.
No, we had her on the show. That's why I feel so stupid.
Yeah, I'm not good with names. I'm just good with faces.
Bam. Yeah.
But it was in the past 10 years that we realized what mycorrhizal fungi are, and that trees talk to each other as like a common thing. And
Right.
still it's not a common thing. Like not everybody knows that.
No, exactly.
You know?
And
But,
with growers, it's like it got, now it's in the system. Like now we all utilize it.
And in the
Because we're all-
Western world, like people always say mycology has only been a science since 1969. That's like the Western world kind of energy. Cause like they've been growing mushrooms for hundreds of years in Asia. Yo, what up? That's the homie Paul.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, interesting guy. He was getting queried by like two. I relate, but two really nerded out guys.
Yeah.
And they kept asking him things about subject matter that wasn't psilocybin. And he just kept telling them, look, I'm a psilocybin expert. Let's talk about that. And they were like, but what if you take a lot of LSD? And he's like, well, I'm not that guy, And he gave this detailed explanation about tryptamines that get released and different ones and how you can target those releases, and that it probably doesn't happen with LSD. So you're talking about two completely different experiences.
That's hilarious. But there was people that did not know their milligrams of their microdoses that they were on, because I saw a bunch of
Why? How do you not know that?
Looking you dead in your eyeballs, yo, what's going on? I'm like, yo, bro, you might have taken a little too much.
Yeah, you macroed. There's no micro about that. But I did see some people that were telling me that they've had recent experiences. I won't say his name, but he took a 5-gram hero dose and said everything became clear to him.
That's usually what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I did that. I did all that shit when I was like I don't even know if I should be saying the ages and shit like that, but I was young enough.
Well, it was you, so you're past it now. Now that you're above, you made it. You made it.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah. Wait, you mean I could say it or some shit?
Well, because you can't be charged with something that you ingested as an under 18-year-old.
Yeah. So I'm 17 years old, and I had traveled around the world. I knew a lot of stuff about different cultures and shit, but I found this Swiss therapy protocol for LSD, and it was back in it was back in the Bitcoin fucking Silk Road days, so everything was a little different. But I did a lot of LSD. Huh?
Well, how many micrograms?
I started at 100 micrograms, and then when I was finishing up my therapy, I was at around 700 micrograms.
Oh, that's a dose right there.
Yeah, and it was very therapeutic for me. It was really what I needed, and that experience is whenever I decided to start my business, MycoSymbiotics. It's when I had the idea that is our mission statement, or our founding statement, which is homeostasis will only be achieved via symbiosis with local systems, both ecological and social.
Right. Nice.
Yep.
It's awesome.
You just channeled a little David Tran right there. Remember how we used to talk about dope? Mm-hmm. That was pretty cool. Yeah, I heard Tran talking. He's a good guy.
Off the peep game.
Yeah, he's a good guy. So, Mike, what else is there besides?
No, let's talk about the.
Go. You.
No, I was gonna say, what about? Let's talk about your MycoFest. That sounds.
Oh yeah. I started a mushroom festival back in 2015. I started it out as the MycoSymbiotics Mushroom and Arts Festival. Now it's MycoFest. I've been doing that the first weekend of August every single year since then. I missed one during the pandemic, or the whatever you call that.
The plague.
Yeah. So we've been doing that every year, and it's 3-day weekend, first weekend in August, camping. There's classes all day with experts from around the country and around the world now.
Right.
We even have Josephine from from Uganda. I forget I'm a little stoned, but
do we have a crack production staff? You just mentioned you don't have to give him the whole story. He'll figure it out.
That's what
there
it is.
There it is. He's got it.
Never mind, Jamie. Go back to sleep.
But so we bring the world together at our little festival. We got school buses that take expert field mycologists out with attendees from the festival, so that they can go in the forest and identify all the mushrooms that they're looking at, bring them back. We do more research with them, send them off. We're gonna be doing a lot of DNA sequencing with them, so we can identify really what kind of mushrooms are we dealing with out in there. But and then there's live music at night, and there's live art during the day.
And where is this held again?
It's in Pennsylvania. Every year we move it around. This year's going to be right outside Penn State, State College area.
And what is just because I am just a big pussy? What's the?
Yes, sir.
What is the state of psychedelics in Pennsylvania?
Not illegal. They're not legal. Very not legal.
I was gonna say not the best state.
Yeah, they're very not legal. And cannabis is medical. If you live in the state, they don't have any reciprocity. You're not allowed to.
Are they still weird about paraphernalia there? Because there was a whole.
Yeah, you're not allowed to have any like smoking paraphernalia because in our state you're not allowed to smoke weed.
Yeah, right. It's,
Yeah.
I mean, it's
You have
still
to
like the one.
vaporize it.
It's like that's how Tommy Chong got busted, was Pennsylvania.
That's right.
Yeah, Pennsylvania has so many laws because it's like where they made laws. It was like where the capital.
It's
of the
just
fucking
has,
United
and then what they
States
do
was
is they
for the-
lure, like they basically just they just
Yeah.
They
totally
invented laws in
would like
Pennsylvania.
try to order from him all the
Straight up,
time.
bro. Like, I'm
Come
out
on, you
here-
can send it to Pennsylvania. You can send it to Pennsylvania,
That's
no
right.
problem. And,
Yeah,
and they're like, okay.
And then they sent somebody in his business.
Yes.
That sent it, like that was
Well, they
an
kind of
undercover.
bought them there and said, "Can you ship them afterwards?" And
Yes.
that's what got them.
Yeah.
Sons of bitches. Yeah.
But yeah, Pennsylvania's always had that little weird. Plus, you got the whole Amish vibe up there too. That must make it really weird.
I mean, they got a whole bunch. They got a whole different rule set than we do. I mean, they're treated differently. They got different laws. They got different tax systems. I don't know how all that works, but like they're living.
Can they
interesting
smoke
lives.
weed?
I don't know, but they definitely grow that shit in their cornfields sometimes.
Hell yeah, they grow.
Well,
And you know they do. You know they do a good job too.
Yeah, I don't know who knows what else grows in them cornfields.
There's your tip. What do you think about those yo tips? They're pretty good, huh?
Those are fire.
We're getting blunt tips soon too. Bigger
yeah,
ones,
he
bigger
told me,
ones.
and I handed out probably 40 of them today or
Yeah.
yesterday.
Nice.
And
No, I can't blow no nose on that.
they don't. It's so funny. They're just like we were. At first, you go,
Whatever.
really?
Yeah.
And then you're hooked. It's like a gateway. It's
Definitely hits. It definitely hits hard. Like it's got a good mix of air. You know.
Yeah, I really like it. I tried to put a little snake inside of hash
Yeah, you
inside
did
of this,
good there.
but it wouldn't turn into a consistent.
It's,
Oh, speaking of which,
nobody's going to judge you on that here. I already groveled to Adam to bring me some hash. I'm hoping he's reaching into his bag right now to pull some hash out. But I asked Mark for Yetis all the time, but he didn't give me shit. So, you know, can I say I don't rate a Yeti from Mark?
Gotta love Colorado.
And I didn't even call you Mark the intern. I call you Mark the Yeti. MTY.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah.
That's terpy. What is that? The same thing that's right here? That was in that jar?
What?
Yeah,
the
that's
weed.
Yeah, the weed.
That's Ricky's brother's Kush right there. The
I feel like
RBK.
a little coating in my mouth off that.
Oh, that's the fentanyl.
Yeah, that's the fentanyl kicking in.
Uh-oh.
Damn.
Well, you know, that was an interesting thing there too. They had, I want to say, what, three little companies. Oh my goodness, 3 companies that were. They probably were some form of nonprofit because they were giving away fentanyl
Narcan?
test strips and Narcan. They were
Yo,
asking
somebody got
for,
saved outside of the building with Narcan.
No
OD'd
shit.
right outside the building, bro.
Well, shout out to Narcan because
Was it a person from the event or was it?
I mean, it could have just been a regular person in
homeless-
Denver.
Right.
It'd be like, I just got this inside, perfect, right, coming right out the door. you
No,
know?
I don't think that. I don't think there was because like that wasn't the
was the
vibe in
wrong
there.
crowd,
It was
yeah.
like
No, I couldn't
yeah.
have. But then again, you know, it depends because people,
I mean-
if they're on MAO, there's all that weird shit. You know, you're on some antidepressants or something, and then all of a sudden, if someone's like, "Yeah, try that," and you know, there could be some weird reactions.
Or it could have been, you know, somebody tried something that they thought was something, but it had fentanyl in it, maybe. I don't know.
Not in the show.
No, that was a great show. I
Yeah,
don't
that
think
show was
anybody
very
finding
nice.
anything
You know
there.
what I mean?
The Fenty
you know what I
vibes
mean?
were the Fenty vibes were low. There's a low Fenty vibe.
No, but I appreciated the fact that they
Oh
had,
wow, bro. That's hilarious.
that they had those companies there. You know, I picked up a box of Narcan to keep in the studio here. You never
That's a
know.
good idea.
Keep it handy.
No, it's good to have at the shop. You never know. Fucking, there's some homeless guy out front or some people fucking.
Yeah,
don't
no,
want-
we're not saying Vinny does any of that stuff. Nobody is hinting that at all.
No, with the wooks, man. We got to have
Yeah.
Narcan for the wooks.
Well, Odie made-
what they should do is they should put it on the wall in glass and just say, in case of emergency, break
So-
glass,
so
and have a
for
Narcan in
sure.
there.
What's mushroom culture like here? Regular, like whenever there's not a whole psychedelic science conference going on.
It's starting to happen. I mean, it's one of those. I mean, you know some of the major, like for us, the core is like Travis and that group. You know what I mean? As far
Shouts
as like,
out Travis.
so
He
Travi.
gave a shout out to you. He
That's
came
my
up. He
boy.
made a point to come up to us and say, "Oh yeah,
your guest.
Yeah,
You said
your
your
guest.
guest. Fucking 100%.
yeah.
I was like,
I went to a party last weekend, and like, there's only a couple people drinking, and most everyone was on microdoses of mushrooms at this weird barbecue. I was like, That's crazy. Like normally I'm used to seeing people. Those people were even like.
I was
normally, like,
kind of disappointed to see at the show though. Every single fucking alcohol line was off the hook. You know what I mean? And I was like, God, you guys just.
That's why I threw a sesh on Tuesday, bro, because I knew it was gonna be like that.
I was like, why you?
I'm glad you brought that up, Mark.
Like every time I'd come around, I'd be like, "What's going on over here? What's this? What's it? Oh, that's the line to the alcohol." Like,
Yo, we threw a sesh with no alcohol. We served mocktails with our mushroom products in it, and we had our hash, the vibes, certified. You know what I mean?
Adam and I have to be careful about what we say. We had to sign a huge fucking waiver to get our press badges for maps.
Really?
Yes.
No, that's why we're saying it's the greatest show ever.
It was a great show.
No, I mean, I'm saying it's a great show. I'm just saying, I just wanted to, vibe with a little.
No, I think we can ding them for the alcohol thing and not violate our.
No, that's just social. That's just.
They didn't need it.
That's society not understanding where, especially where you're at. Like you're in a building with all these different open, possibilities, and you're gonna go stand in like 20 minutes. The line was huge. It was like you'd probably stand there for 45 minutes in a line to get a beer.
Yeah, we definitely used our little drink tickets they gave us. Thank you. You know what I mean? But like, the session on Tuesday was lit. Like that shit was fire.
Where'd you do that?
We did that at Puff Pass and Paint. Like it was like a little. It's like.
Oh, we just were talking about this. We were just talking about the whole fact that it's called Puff Pass and Paint, and then by law, you're not allowed to pass joints inside these consumption lounges now. Like that's part of the deal.
You can't pass.
It's like so, and you're like, yes, that's the rules now.
Oh, this is a great time for my perfect idea.
Here you go.
A really big joint. You sell it as one big joint, but you cut it in the middle, and it's two joints. Boom.
Yeah, look at you.
It has a tip on both ends,
Yeah, but you're still sharing.
No, you just give one to each other.
But it's sharing.
Oh.
Yo, it was interesting because we did like a little like.
Damn it!
We had to
still didn't get away from the sharing.
We had like five Puffcos in the lounge was like a vehicle. Like I had never been in like a mobile consumption lounge, and they had to like drive around the block and shit. So like we had people just like session in there, but like people were still like blazing and shit like out in the outside smoke area. You know what I mean? But like it was like. Everybody's doing their thing.
Colorado.
It was dope.
Hey, I want to call out to Colorado. Change the fucking tune, man. This is ridiculous. We've had illegal cannabis, medical cannabis, since 2000.
Hey,
right?
I got the. I'm not going to say any names, but talk to somebody official. Official in the industry or official in the government said, because I was like. I'm not going to make a consumption lounge because I was telling him, I said, this is stupid. The rules are so dumb. It's not even worth it. And he goes, well, we don't have an enforcement division if you're not licensed. I'm like, that's all I needed to hear. Thank you. Heads up.
Yeah, but
don't get licensed because that's the problem is when you try to follow the rules, you get fucked because here they make it even extra hard.
That's ready whenever y'all.
Let's just shout out to New York. New York leading the way for.
New York's tight, bro.
Yeah.
I love that shit.
For creating they created it without really creating it. But they just said, we already have smoking. You can smoke tobacco, then you can smoke cannabis.
Yeah, I like smoking weed outside in New York. But like my homies are like sitting on their harvest from last year because like they like can't get it in retail yet.
Oh, it's nice and fresh.
Yeah, there's about 300 more than probably there's like 500,000 pounds just sitting there.
If you're on the if you went on the regulated way, then all of that weight can't be in the market.
No, right? Exactly.
Yeah, because there's no market yet. So like everybody was allowed to grow last year.
Oh, I know.
So like that's just like booty, bro. Because like they got all the weight on like.
I've seen places where you see. Like, these guys never grew weed in their life, right? And they're just got, like, a warehouse with a bunch of bins in there, no climate control, and you're just like, what are you, crazy, dude? They're like, we're going to wait till the market goes. I'm like, that is turning into dust, right? Like, that is like, the terps have left the building. You know what I mean? There ain't nothing.
Terps have left the building.
There's nothing happening in that.
Hopefully that comes together, but I like smoking weed in New York.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a big deal. I mean, we're both from New York, and so for us to go back and to smoke, like we've always smoked on the streets. That's just the normal thing. But you always were on the move, and you're fucking like,
yeah.
You know what I mean? And now you're just like, guess what? We don't have to do
Bro,
that
me
anymore.
and my homie, like, I was walking around with Miles, and we were just puffing the Puffco, and like just walked past him, you know.
me and
It
Dave.
took a little bit for me to get to
Me and
that
Dave were in
point.
New
It
York,
kinda
and
tricked me.
then it was classic because we're walking down the street smoking a joint, like, this is great, blah, 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 blah. And I see a cop kind of up on the right-hand side. So, I timed it just hand it to him and then go, oh, look, there's a cop. And he's like, like, and it was just like, cop was like, whatever,
It's
buddy.
kinda
Like,
hard.
You see so much, bro. There's so many interactions happening in like every moment. Like, bro, like there's like homie like in the little like Wi-Fi booth like selling a little, you know what I mean, little like you know what I mean, and then there's like and then the like homies like posted up like smoking herb, and like then there's like, you know, people rolling through bumping crazy music, like motherfucker about to get hit by a bus. Like it's just like mad interactions going on. They don't
I
give
mean,
a fuck.
the cops must be so happy in New York to not have to deal with this, though, that
They
level
don't
of
Must
shit.
fucking love
It's
it.
so much easier for them to deal with real
Yeah.
shit, or not, or they're hating it because they're like, fuck, now we have to deal with real shit because we used
I
to just
don't-
deal with bullshit. You know?
I don't think they deal with that anymore anyway. I'm hearing that there's a complete slowdown out there now on almost everything.
Yeah, just
I
like
mean,
whatever.
there's people outside in New York and LA and like the more I travel around all these different cities, people out here just doing blase, you know what I mean? They're out there doing whatever.
The plague changed a lot of people's views on what they actually want to put energy into curtailing someone else for doing. You know, it just seems that they're just like, you know, fucking ridiculous. 3 years ago, they fucking locked us up, you know, and I don't care anymore.
Man. It's
Yeah.
new realities.
Yeah.
New reality.
So, tell us about more. I want to know more about cordyceps. I mean, I ate some. I don't know. Am I going to grow? Is something going to sprout out of my head?
Yeah, oh, sure,
Nah,
for
if
sure.
anything, you
I
just
could
might
be
feel-
a
Might it'll just be a sort of on the back of your
It
neck.
wasn't even
kinda.
like a gram, man. Like a gram a day is where you really start to feel it. Like we recommend people use a gram a day.
So like
We-
an energy, more of an energy vibe.
yeah, more of an energy vibe.
Yeah, just because more oxygenation.
There's a lot
like
of
you're
people
saying.
utilizing them, you know, as a stimulant. Like, you know what I mean?
It's a good coffee addition, probably, just since it's in that zone, maybe.
I mean, yeah, like, you know, a lot of people are using it for that kind of thing.
Just because it's like we're all so lazy. We're all so lazy, and everybody, but they do that one thing a day, so it's sort of like, you know, it's either
A lot of
Paul's
athletes love it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. You know, just people are just like,
getting more oxygen for the.
yeah,
heard
yeah,
some- yeah, I heard
energy,
something.
oxygen, run around.
Yeah, it improves like the conversion of oxygen in the lungs or something like that. Is that
Yeah, I mean,
what-
like,
I mean,
to get technical, I'm not a doctor. You know what I mean? But like,
But I play one on TV. It's
No,
okay.
I mean, I know my way around the molecules and like certain interactions, but like I'm still learning. You know, I'm still learning. I learned cultivation first before I started to learn all the like other stuff that came when around public speaking with people asking me different questions. I'm just like, all right, I need to research more. And then I wrote the book, so I did like a part on like, you know, why we value this. So I had to
Excellent.
like learn, you know, here,
Damn.
light that one up.
Oh, that's got his rosin.
It's got some rosin in there.
Snake action.
Yeah.
I'll try to get some in this one.
Nuggetry. Do you mind if I?
Of course not.
Let's see this. What is this one? Ooh,
That's
Save.
GMO. That's some GMO.
Jamoski. Ooh.
I didn't grow that. He did.
What are you growing these days?
It's all in, as far as soil goes, Bio 365, and then Culture Biologics, which is carbon-based nutrient line.
What strains are you growing?
Oh, what strains?
I mean, I'm good at
I mean-
that information also.
That's Adam Dunn, the breeder, right there.
so
Invented
THC
bubble gum.
So
Sage and
I'm just
sour.
growing. You know, I try to keep some of my originals going, but then at the same time, obviously,
Sage and sour, G.
those are
Well,
my
Andy gave him the, what was it, the slider?
Oh, the slider was fire.
Yeah.
That was fire.
That's
but
from Michigan.
Man.
lately, I've been.
Minnesota.
Thank you for blessing up my young life, my Jamaicans.
I do. I'm going that freak show out right now. It's really fun.
Oh, with the weird ass fucking leaves.
Oh,
sick.
throw a picture up.
It's
Please,
so-
yeah, let's see that.
It's so fun. I got some pictures here. I can.
Yeah, man.
I'll send it
or
to
I
you.
can put
But
a video up and just put it in the background with like no sound or something.
wow.
What do you want?
You can. I'll send you some photos.
Okay.
I'll send you some photos. Yeah, but that freak show's. It's fun to.
I'm not
It's fun to
using a
grow.
grinder. I can't be sure there's not a seed in here.
Oh, it's all groupie.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, no, I don't want. I'm sure right now I'm getting ripped to shreds that I just started breaking it up and I haven't rolled the joint yet. But it takes a minute or two.
No one's talking about you.
Good.
It's cool.
I'm not.
No one's talking about you, Dave.
That's fine. Normally it's that you give Dave some hate.
All right,
Here it is. There's
Kind of hard to see in the background, but yeah,
Freaky deaky.
it's starting to puff out.
Is that yours? That's yours?
Yeah, it's at my place. But
What's the profile like? What kind of smells you get?
it's
off
very
it?
sweet. It's very soft and sweet. Basically, it's not rancid or any kind of like.
Wow. what
But
a
it's very
beautiful
velvety.
plant.
It's nice. I get some other. Let me see. And then it's just some crosses with it now because they have what's called a V1 type, which is more like it's not as freaky as the freak show, and I kind of went with that just to not get so extreme because sometimes I can tell it's definitely not lending itself to yield because it's got that like wispy, be big bud, but it ain't got much to it. There's not much density. So maybe not quite as much, but I wish that plant was around. I mean, if I could have had that as a kid growing, that would have been the shit because it would have been in front of every house in Florida or something like that. I mean, come on.
Where are you from, bro?
New York originally.
New York.
Yeah, we're both.
Is that where your breeding career began?
No, Amsterdam.
Amsterdam.
Yeah,
That's lit, man.
Yeah, I moved there in '89.
I'm not gonna lie, like I don't know the whole story.
No, that's fine. It's
No, we're here to learn about you.
exactly. Everyone's gonna go. Oh no, Adam's talking about going to Amsterdam again when he was 19. The story's never.
Nah, I'll look it up. But
But in
what's up?
general, no. I was lucky enough to go there in '89, move back here in 2009. So it was like, or 2010. So it was like the best learning experience because you're living in Amsterdam, dealing with legal cannabis, dealing with how much different it is than doing just doing out your back door kind of weed because all of a sudden you got to deal with taxes and you got to deal with quality control and you got to deal with consistency and you got to there's like so many things that people don't because people would come to Amsterdam and go like, I got better weed at home. I'm like, yeah, of course you do because you grew it in your the room over there, you dried it here and you smoked it. It wasn't like you had to get it to the shop and over to here.
Multiple hands touching it.
Every time someone touches
Bag
it,
appeal.
every time someone touches the product, it gets dinged. You know what I mean? It's like another one, ding, ding. By the time it gets to you, it was. You should have seen it when it was growing. It's like Mexican weed back in the day too. They're just like
Bro, that's
fire.
what we started with, bro. That's what we started with. Well, it wasn't fire when I was getting.
but when it's growing, you know what I mean? Like if you were down there seeing it growing, you'd be like, oh my God, this is fire. But then by the time it gets to the States, it's been squished and wished and left in the truck and over here and over there. It's like not in ideal conditions.
That was that Reggie.
The joke that we used to say.
So
in the
shouts out
80s.
Reggie, my homie from Oakland.
Shout out to Reggie. Was that in the 80s, the weed that came from Mexico was really good when it was grown.
Yeah.
But then when they tied it to the bumper of the car and they drove it
Flatten it out.
1,000 miles and it just bounced and you got the sticks in the stem, that's what we got.
Oh God, dude, that's what we started with, and then we got some shit from Canada. Then the Cali shit came, and we got that Afgooey. That shit changed my life, bro. That shit changed my life.
That's the title of your next book, Afgooey Changed My Life.
Afgooey changed my life. And then, I got my seeds off of, Attitude, you know what I'm saying?
One of my distributors.
Yeah, I started with some, like, Critical Plus back in the day from Dynafem.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Critical Plus?
Yeah, and then I got,
It's a critical mass something, right? Probably. Yeah.
Then I grew I grew some autoflowers, like, back in, like, probably like 20
when they were all lowrider, when they were like all lowrider based. And then
yeah, it was
stopped.
like some like super automatic sativa or something like that. It was pretty decent, and then there was this like double diesel rider that was my bad. It was pretty good.
But was it?
And
But
then,
was it? Did it get big at all, or stayed real small?
It stayed pretty small, but we got pretty
Good deal,
we probably got like 4 like quarter pound off of it,
Okay.
like, and we topped
that's
it,
kinda
and
what
it
you-
worked. Like it,
Right.
like put out multiple heads.
Yeah.
And then I got the Blue Dream from Humboldt Seed Organization.
We
And
laugh
the
at Blue
motherfucking-
Dream because we have a friend, Max, who did this thing on Blue Dream where he went to 8 different dispensaries, bought their Blue Dream, then genetically tested it, and not a single one was Blue Dream.
None of them, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Definitely
whatever it was, whatever Attitude had that was Humboldt Seed Organization's Blue Dream.
Well, Humboldt's pretty good. I mean, they're
Yeah.
on point. They're definitely on point. They're one of
And
the.
then I ended up with like a freebie of a
That's where I got
headband.
That's where I got that freak show was from Humboldt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we should give a shout out to Humboldt because they just did a collab with Ed Rosenthal, our buddy. I just sent him some
Cincy Seeds,
bagels.
right?
I'm gonna be talking at
Also,
an event
no?
with him in Michigan this summer.
Sweet.
Legacy,
Ed?
Michigan. With Ed, yeah, he's on the roster. I'm not
Oh
talking.
no, we saw him.
Michigan.
Yeah, we know. We
Yeah,
saw.
yeah, yeah.
We
I'm not
saw.
talking with him,
We
but
saw
I'm
the
not at
roster.
that
We saw
event,
because it was Danny Danko versus Ed Rosenthal. Now.
Well, actually,
the way they lined it up, you just
That's
put a little
hilarious.
BS in there.
Mark is going to hate me
Ooh,
right
man,
now.
That shit, schmack-a-lacking, you know what I'm saying?
Fang just wrote to me,
Yo, Fang,
and
shouts
he
out
would
to you.
like us to give away
Some tickets. Or
20 VIP passes.
there you go.
So you won't get a ticket. What you will get is you'll be put on the guest list.
Extra
And you'll
special.
show up there. So it saves the Adam Dunn show from having to actually do any work. other
Yes,
than
that's the way we like it
selecting
around here. No work.
the winners. You know. So what's how do we? I have no idea how we would give away.
I don't know.
when
Don't
is
even
the
try
event
to.
again?
Don't even try
It's
to.
like-
We have a few months. We have a while.
When's Legacy?
August. Something.
It's like, no, it's not. It's,
Oh no,
it's
it's
like July.
Oh, it's in
something.
July. You're right.
Yeah, yeah.
So we have to do that pretty quick then.
July 21st to the
They got
23rd.
plenty of
So let's
time.
just start with this. If there's anybody in the chat right now, sorry for anybody who's listening to this later on replay, but if there's anybody in the chat right now who wants to
seriously
go,
can go.
seriously can go.
Don't waste your
it's in
time.
Michigan.
Yo, Michigan's fire, bro.
They
got
were
good
on 2 weeks ago, right? Or yeah,
They got
or
good
last
weed.
week.
They got good hash. It's a vibe.
We'll
They got
give
good
you a ticket.
genetics too. Pretty cool breeders out there.
Yeah, so you
A lot.
have
It's
to
a very
be
highly
local.
concentrated amount too. It seems like.
Yeah, there's a lot of breeders out
Like
there.
I would
bro.
go like, damn, like you're out there too. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. There definitely seems to be a high concentration.
Yeah, I was at another one of Fang's events.
That one? I was there too.
That was a good one.
That
Yeah.
one.
Da-da-da-da-da-da.
Man, it was the organic cup. It was
Oh,
dope.
Barcelona?
Barcelona.
No,
Oh,
in Michigan.
Okay, they did one.
It was, but yeah, I wanted to go to I'm going to Barcelona next year. I'm gonna go to Spain and take a class on truffle culturing, and then
That's awesome.
our Certified has a social club over in Barcelona, so we'll be posted up.
Sweet.
Nice. We'll get you in touch with our Requiem friends out there. They're the
Right.
biggest
I want to get there for
genetics.
Spanibus, man. I've been looking at that shit since I was a young lad. And I'm, you know, I really wanted to go meet Buddha. I like the cheese was really something that was like a big like there was like when it was every strain was really iconic for me because I was young. And,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
It was just like it was always a moment of like.
Well, and
you know
cheese
what I
is really distinctive too. Like once you know it, you know it, and
man.
if you smell it, like I have a Mendo cheese now, and it's just like it's so that's cheese. You know what I mean? There's like no questions asked. It's just like, yep, that's it.
We had
That's
some
it.
like baby poopy ass like milky
Baby poopy ass.
like,
That's the shit right there. We're all looking.
yogurty-
I know. That's the magic.
man.
That's the, that's
You know
the
what I'm saying?
magic. The mango baby poop is what I always back in
Yeah,
the
bro.
back in the
Oh,
day. It was
God.
always like, yep.
Mango baby.
I want that again. I haven't been able to get that.
It's
in a while.
it's out there. It's out there for sure. Because I mean, it's one of those ones that was literally a time period where it was like that was our ultimate goal. It's like
Yeah.
we just want mango baby poop because we had it like as a
Smells like a diaper.
you can
Yes,
get, and you get it as an extract too.
woo-woo.
At that time,
That
we could,
breastfed.
we could get that like. Actually, the first person I ever did like oil kind of properly with is this guy that came out to Amsterdam, called himself Dr. THC, right? And he was well known in Oakland area or whatever. He would basically, he wasn't telling anybody what he was doing, but it was butane extraction, but he just like, it was
Yeah.
at that time, it was in 93, so he wasn't telling anybody.
Man. Yeah.
He was just like, and we were like, so is it ethanol? No. Is it this? And we went through every single solvent possible, and we never hit butane because we weren't thinking about it back then.
Yeah.
And it was like later, once what he would do is he had an ambisol, he had a little ambisol sort of thing, and he would like squeeze it out and put it onto a giant knitting needle, right? And then he'd drop it onto one of those hot stones, and then he'd do a little cut, like a little. So it was like doing a dab for 4 dabs,
Oh,
and
man.
But the problem is the guy. The guy fucked it. He'd like fuck your high up because he'd be like, there you go. All right, ready? And then you do it. are you higher than you've ever been in your life? And I'll be like, no,
Get the fuck out of my
absolutely
face.
not. Like, that's the worst question. Don't ever ask me that question because unless I am, I'm never gonna get that. You're never gonna get a yes out of me.
Hey,
You know what I mean?
fuck off.
And so it was kind of like, oh, this guy wouldn't be. But he left me some, and I was like, okay. And once I made my first bit of butane hash, I was like, that's what that motherfucker made it with. Like, you could just tell right away 'cause
Yeah.
it hits a certain profile.
Yep, I remember when that shit came around. I remember them fucking crazy.
You got all your own, you got all your limbs, so that's good. You made it through. You made it through the great.
Like I didn't flame in the ass fucking kitchen one time.
Yeah, did you get a big blowback?
Yeah. One time, I got it. I caught some flames, and I had one of those like overhanging like fans above the range, and it blew air out the top. So like the fire got sucked up it, and it was like shooting flames like onto the ceiling. Oh god, bro!
To be honest with you, that
great.
smells like pure gasoline.
Nobody noticed that in the
I threw some water on that bitch. I was like, oh god.
Did you get
And it was
singed?
back in the day. It was like
Did
all
you
my
get singed
money.
at all, or you?
Nah, I didn't get singed. I was lucky.
We
We were purging it and everything back then too, but like I was learning as I went.
That was called bow-tarding, right? Back in the day.
What do you mean?
That was called being a bow-tard.
Oh yeah,
that's
nah,
what,
dude. Like I'm not gonna like pretend like I was like that was
Still
great. We got the vacuum chamber. We had the temperature controls, all that kind of shit.
Oh, it's funny. It's
but, like-
it's so funny when you think about how archaic everything was. We were just
Bro.
like
Dude,
throwing
so
it.
don't worry about it. Dr. Brooks Kelly, our extraction specialist in 2011, blowed himself up.
Gone blowed up.
Oh god.
Like showed up one day.
I started using dry ice instead for a minute, and like I don't know if
I
that's
think it's
like
too much chlorophyll comes out. Like it
Yeah,
knocks
I mean,
too
like-
much plant material.
for me though, because like I didn't get that many grows in. You know what I mean? I was young and I was in a place where I shouldn't have been doing what I was
young and
doing.
needed
but,
the money.
It wasn't even about the
time
money.
in
I needed the
college.
herb, bro. Like I got my own apartment when I was 17. I had a serving job and I was able to maintain the rent where I was living. And it was just like I was learning how to grow food outside my crib. I grew some herb and like once I like started making the dry ice hash in the bubble bags, I like just like would freeze. I would take the
I
herb.
mean, it comes out like you get lots, but it's
Yeah,
just
man.
like it's kind of like. Like
But I was so young, dude, and smoking the resin that I got, like
Yeah.
I got higher than I ever got before.
course, of
and
course.
like that shit,
I
like
mean, it's concentrated weed, no matter how you look at it, even if it's
Yo.
not the best. Like
because like we
visual
didn't have like it was before I had BHO, it was before I had anything like that, and like I would just take a fat rip of that, just them resin heads, like, and just
now you can-
meditate. I'd
now-
be bodied, bro.
And now it's everybody understand. Like you could take that and then static clean it out. So the whole thing with the problem with dry ice is it just is a very aggressive.
Yeah, I
Takes-
wouldn't do that
It literally
now.
strips
Yeah.
everything
Yeah.
and a little bit too much. So what you have to do is pull it back, and then you get you seen the glove static tech.
I haven't.
It's just basically just nitrile gloves, just black nitrile gloves, and you just get a 220 screen and just rub your trikes, bro.
You're doing wax on.
Wax on, exactly. That's all you gotta do, and then you just
What
come
do
out, and then you get a little.
recommend my old stories. But yeah,
It's so funny hearing you, but no offense, you talk about old stories and being young and the difference in our ages. It's great seeing that there's a whole new generation coming up right now, and shit happened a while ago for you.
It's crazy,
because
too.
We just saw a change. I mean, you probably remember what it was like in a illicit market, right?
yeah, 100%.
He
Bro,
lives,
I've
he lives, but he lives in
Bro, you're the
Pennsylvania.
last of it.
I've dealt with the ops twice, bro. When I was 17, possession with intent to manufacture, blah blah blah, blah. Like, you know what I mean? Like, what the fuck, bro? Like, and then I was down in Georgia, wrong place.
Now,
You know what I'm
Georgia is
saying?
not a good place to be getting.
But like,
It's not a good place
I
to
know
vote.
what an illicit market is like. It's like,
Yeah.
and that's what I grew up in, and like to some extent, I'm still in a very prohibitive market. But it's crazy, like.
But we're
seeing
also in,
people
but we're
that's
also in
their
a,
early-
but we're also in a kind of a weird magic period too, because they'll never happen again. Like this
yeah.
whole transition is not
Right.
going to happen again. Like we're going in a certain direction, and then it's like those were the days type thing. At a certain point, we're like, man, you remember when we used to do that?
It's crazy, like people that's just in like their early 20s, because like I'm only 29, but like people that's in their early 20s that I'm interacting with, and the way that they interact with the world of like, cannabis and psychedelics, and I'm just like, you guys know that this shit is still like Like,
Oh, there's
There's
yeah,
only-
No, they
everyone
don't.
snap. It's like
They don't
Snapchat
because
code.
they didn't see another person for like 3 years, right? So they grew up around this time, and things are fucked up for people right now.
Bro.
I watched 2 teenagers go through it. It messes with your head, being trapped like that, and during growth moments, and they never knew that
That's
fear
wild.
factor. You know, yeah, I heard a comedian, I said this before on the show. The comedian goes, you know, I just had a kid, and one day I'm going to tell them stories about cannabis, and I'm going to say, you know, I almost died buying weed once. And his response to me is going to be, what, did they run out at the 7-Eleven? And he doesn't understand. You know, you can't, how do you explain to them? I had put myself in situations where it was just sketchy for weed.
bro.
Just relax, bro.
Brother.
Yes, sir.
Now they don't have, I'm glad they don't have to do that anymore. They go to the store.
Yeah. You know what I mean? I got my card and shit like that for when I'm back home in Pennsylvania, and you know, for the rest of the world, you know, I do my I might do my wiggle. You know?
Pennsylvania. You can say that, I'd get in trouble.
Yeah, it just depends on where you're at, you know. Like if you know Philly's Philly, and then you go west, and you go west. You know what I mean? Like that's Pennsylvania. I love Pennsylvania. You know, I'm a good old Pennsylvania boy.
Pennsylvania's a weird. It's
What are
like
we
one of the
talking
weirdest
about?
places. It's like
I've grown
Ohio.
up there.
Pennsylvania and Ohio sit top of my list of weirdest fucking places in America, just because they're.
Bro, it's like
the people that come from them are weird. A lot of times, a lot of talent comes from those places too. Like you get like super uber talent, and then you get a lot of fucking wooks and weirdness going on.
It's cool culture there. In Harrisburg, bro, there's the oldest standing farmers market in the whole U.S. And you go there, and there's like Nation of Islam Bowl, and then there's like Amish like people, and then there's like
Nation
like
of Amish, the nation of Amish.
people like
Join
rolling
forces.
in like the crazy ass like whips with the big ass tires on them and shit, and like it's just like crazy eclectic like diverse things going on. And I don't know. I got some love for it. You know what I mean? I got some love for
An
it.
Amish buggy with the air rider on it.
Bro, like you never know what you'll see. You see motherfuckers galloping, like you know what I mean. Like it's just there's interesting vibes there, you know.
For sure.
And then I love the ecology as a biological scientist. You know what I'm saying? Like the ecology is quite superb.
I can imagine though, because it's
Scooby Snap.
You're not the first guest we've broken on the show. Don't worry, it happens all the time.
something popped through.
So where were I? Totally lost my train.
No.
No, I was just talking about how I love where I come from. You know what I mean? I'm from North Carolina. I was born in North Carolina.
Okay.
So like I'm like I grew up and down the East Coast whenever I was living in the U.S. Mm-hmm. And then living with my mom, I lived in like London and Mexico City and Taiwan and shit.
Well, you mentioned you had a book. You wrote a book.
Yeah. I wrote 3 books.
Let's hear about those books.
I wrote Cordyceps Cultivation Volume 1 when I was back in like 2017, which was the first book for cultivating cordyceps, which are these mushrooms here. And then Volume 2.
What was it again? Because Mark will put it up on the
So-
something in the chatter.
Well, if you go to MycoSymbiotics.com, you can see Cordyceps Cultivation Volume 2. The book, like right there, it says the revised edition handbook right
Gotcha.
there.
Yeah.
That's the new one that we have coming out in print, and that one has everything about cultivating cordyceps, processing cordyceps, how to deal with them, history of it, how to make a lab, how to breed them, and yeah, I mean that's like really the handbook for growing them in the one that's available in English in the world. So I've sent them out to the UK. They've sold in countries all around the world.
That's awesome.
So
How
yeah.
did you ever see the connection between, or being able to make the leap from a mushroom that naturally grows out of the heads of insects, right, certain ants, to, you know, cultivating it in a vegan substrate?
Can you go on YouTube and search up? Let me know when you're ready for it, because it's like kind of different. TAWAT.
Hold on a second.
I'll show you.
TAWAT.
Let me know when you're ready for the second word. TAP. It's space and then TAPINGKAE.
Oh, that's easy. That rolls off the tongue.
Another one.
Yeah.
Another
Yeah,
one of those.
totally easy.
If you go to that YouTube channel and then scroll down, you'll see some cordyceps videos. It would have probably been like
Wait, what's the first word again?
TAWAT. TAWAT.
Yeah.
It probably would have been like 8 years ago. The videos probably would have been like 8 years ago. But like, all right, so like as he pulls this up, and like, let me know if you need any more information. But like as he pulls this up, What's up? Scroll down till you see some crazy ass mushrooms that look like this, and then I'll kind of explain myself.
The what?
Yo, that's my G, bro. We share each other's shit on Facebook.
Nice. Where's he based out of?
Thailand.
Awesome.
Yeah. So back, if you just keep scrolling down, it would have been from a grip ago. I'll let you know when I see it. We found these mushrooms. My buddy Charlie found a wild Cordyceps militaris at my first festival that I ever held in 2015. So I host a mushroom festival, just like I was mentioning. And it's always been the first weekend in August. And we didn't know that was the season for them. I didn't know that they even grew in the U.S. They grow on moth pupa here in the U.S.
Colorado's got a lot of moths.
Yeah, there we go. So we got some of those videos right there. You can see, just click on any one of them, and you'll see just some crazy ass Thai video. Okay. Most of the time they were never speaking any English, but they have all these videos on like how they were growing cordyceps in Thailand. So Tewat figured out how to cultivate Cordyceps militaris in like the 80s, and then they have these like rural technology research development centers for farmers in Thailand to teach them how to grow high value crops. And they were teaching them how to grow cordyceps, and they were recording videos and putting them on YouTube like 10 years ago. And so like I found them on YouTube after I found the culture, because I couldn't find anything in English on how to grow it. There was nothing. There was like only a couple translated research papers from like China, Vietnam, and Thailand. So I started to look on the internet and translate, cordyceps and all this kind of shit into these different languages. And then I found groups about cordyceps in Thai on Facebook, and I realized that the direct translation of cordyceps doesn't directly translate to these different languages. It's usually like winter worm, summer grass is what it is in Mandarin, and then
winter worm.
In Tibet it's Yartsagumba, and then in Thailand the translation into English is like gold tank lease or gold tank rental or something like this. So like every time I was typing in cordyceps, it wasn't giving me a good thing to search. So I started searching stuff in Thai, and I would just watch as many videos as I could and just try and like copy what they were doing or see what kind of things they would put in. They were like crack eggs and then sometimes put milk, but it was like always like a grain-based substrate with like a bunch of different like additives, like powders or like eggs or milk or like baby formula or like all sorts of shit they would throw in there.
That was the reason why there was a baby formula
and potatoes.
shortage.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So like I had to like figure out how to make a substrate from that. Yeah. So we do starch, we do sugar from malt. We do minerals from glacial rock dust. We just mix up a nice little food for it, because like insects are pretty nutritious. Like a lot of people don't think about it, but like most of the world eats insects. Everywhere else I went that wasn't like good old Western. I think it's funny when people say like Western culture. West of us is Asia. You know what I mean? Like that's like such a Eurocentric mindset. But like I'm just a Western African native Caribbean guy out here speaking English with a social security number and a good old political system from Rome, and doing the damn thing. So like
That rolled off the tongue too.
It's such a funny little situation. But I don't know. I lost track of what I was.
That's
I'm
all right.
stoned, bro.
We
You know what I'm
do
saying?
this to everybody.
We're up.
Yeah, you wouldn't know, dude. You're not in the flock.
So that was book one.
That was book one, yeah. And then I wrote a book on cultivating algae, and I'm working on another book on cultivating algae. Yeah.
Algae. Huh?
Yeah. I've been cultivating algae. I started cultivating algae like a couple years after I started like cultivating gourmet mushrooms.
And what types of algae are you focusing on?
I grow a lot of spirulina. We also grow chlorella.
Sure.
We grow Haematococcus pluvalis, native to Pennsylvania, that I cultured there. We also grow Duniella and Nanochloropsis. And those are all really valuable algae species for people to get engaged with, because they produce very high value products.
Right.
And algae are like one of the best crops to grow.
And they definitely utilized way more again in Asia than we ever.
And we have such a big market for it is the thing. And like everybody now that's starting to learn about how the world works, they're like, I want local, I want regional, and like that's the vibe. So like whenever people get to that place, you want to have those products because they're being used at a high level. Like all these like compounds that they're pulling out of algae, from like the omega fatty acids to the antioxidants like astaxanthin, like those are being used in like vitamin shops all around the world. Like we have the opportunity to like provide those things.
You know how many multi-level marketing companies have spawned from like spirulina and Q10 and things like that? I mean,
Yeah, bro. But like, it's just like for where I'm coming from, like, it's like we're not all trying to get rich. We're trying to get a little bit of land and like provide shit regionally. Like that's my whole shit. Like my one of my main things with my work is like ecologically regenerative, sustainable micro industries. Like I'm all about helping people make small businesses where they live that helps them replace some bullshit that they were dependent on before. So like I'm just trying to help people, you know, provide something, and like it's usually like some farmers market vibes or like some collective vibes so we can get into a bigger market or like, you know.
I think that's kind of the direction that we need to go to, is more smaller, direct from farmers, and you know, it's what we do here. We have our own farmers market just because it's like that. To me, is almost like the lifeline for anybody. If you're not paying
Need
like,
that.
because you do, especially when it comes to. Because we call ours Barter Town, just because it's all about bartering too. You know, we want everybody to come. Like you bring your
shouts out Charles Eisenstein. What's up?
yeah, that's what we do.
Yeah, that's the love.
It's always good when you come home with different things, right? Like you brought what you brought, and you came home with a whole fucking different bunch of shit. My kid is loving it too. He's like hustling. Guy brings his.
Yo, my boy loves the hustle, bro.
Right.
Like he be at the festival just jugging, bro. He be like making little
How-
wands
how-
out of
how old's the
sticks and
kid?
shit. He's about to be 9 next month.
Nice. My son's just turning 11 next week.
Yo,
next
that's,
Thursday.
That's the best, man.
A week
That's
from
the
now.
best.
So what are the chances that there would be acceptance of turning bodies into food for cordyceps to recycle it?
What, like
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 I
dirty
die.
Well, not like-
Dave's
No,
body.
what mushroom? What mushroom? Like, is there a way
Bagel-
to
I
have
fed my hair
Bagel-
and my
bagel
fingernails to reishi for a
mushroom
little bit.
burial?
Yeah, like I like back in the day, I cut off my afro when I was like 22 or something, and then I fed it to this reishi mushroom, and I fed it a little bit of my fingernails also to start like training it to eat me.
Nice.
And then whenever I die, then it can like know how to eat my body really good. And then
fully trained.
yeah, I want to. When I die, I want to be as quickly as possible like returned into the like ethers,
Sure.
because like I don't want none of this extra shit lingering around when I'm like really ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I don't want no.
Well, how do I sign up for that, man? That's where I want to
Well,
go.
yo, there's people back in the hometown. Like one of my students, I saw Seta's mushrooms. Yo, shout out. Like she just started offering coffins, like mycelium coffins, bro. Like I don't know if she's training people on. I don't know if she's training them on how to eat you, but like that shit will like come. Like, you know what I mean, you will be decomposed quickly,
Do you think it's...
No, that's awesome.
especially if you're not like formaldehyded and shit.
That's
like
what
that.
I was gonna say. Most people are pretty toxic these days. Those mushrooms would be like,
Yeah, that's just
but then
booty,
again,
bro. Like, I
they
don't know
love
why-
hydrocarbons. So I mean, they'll go for things we wouldn't go for.
Yeah, that shit's like a little like wild. Like like there's gonna be like so many dead people and like so much space used up if we keep like burying them in like the fucking coffins and shit.
Well, the
and
thing
it's
is,
like,
the whole idea of them are stupid. Though they're like, let's seal the body so it breaks down the slowest or whatever. It's still breaking down. It's still happening. It's like you
Do you
can't stop
have
it.
to
What do you wanna wait,
formaldehyde
like-
a body?
Huh?
Do you
wanna-
have to embalm a body, or is that just
It
done
depends.
so that you
Some
could...
states are pretty cool about it. Like,
Yo,
yeah,
so
whatever.
like
just throw it out there.
I was like, oh damn, I was like maybe like 9 or 10 when my mom gave me the Smithsonian rendition of the Egyptian Book of the Dead. Damn, bro. And I'm not trying to be preserved. I want to go away. Like, that's
Yeah.
when I was trying to leave. Do not keep me here, bro. Like, you don't want no attachments to this shit. That's why motherfuckers be having, like, ghosts in Gettysburg and shit like that, bro. Don't go there, bro. Like, people be like, oh, I'm gonna go tourist, bro. And they be getting, like, yo, there's mad people died there, bro. There's mad weird energy over there. If you're any kind, like, let me just say
That's
to
the whole
anybody,
East Coast.
if
The
you're
whole East
any-
Coast is
sensitive.
full of weird
Yo.
shit. You know, you go up and down. You're just.
I
Like,
live in the
dude.
original colonies, but I'm trying to like do some necromancy. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm black, bro. I come from voodoo shit. Like we talk to dead people. Like let's fucking fix some shit. Like what are you gonna let them linger? Them motherfuckers is like, yo, I didn't finish building my shit. I didn't finish doing my business and shit like that. Motherfuckers get all caught up in this weird ass world that they created and don't know how to fucking leave that
Well,
shit.
once you're dead, you're definitely not taking that with you. So you should
Just relax, bro.
Relax, you know what I'm saying? Just chill, bro. Motherfuckers need to smoke a little bit more weed, bro. They got, you know.
We got you. We got.
Oh, no. I'm chilling. I'm chilling. I'm saying to people in the East Coast, they need to be a little bit more chilling, bro.
Oh, that's yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
I be going in, you know what I mean? I'd like.
you said the two states. You went Pennsylvania, Ohio. Let's add Florida,
Oh, there's a good one.
But yo, look,
That'd be
Alabama.
a trifecta right there.
right? Kansas, Nebraska. Those are 6 states I have no fucking intention of ever visiting until they change their laws. I mean, even Minnesota. Now it's legal. I mean, the Dakotas, it's legal.
Really?
Yeah.
Yo, the
know?
Badlands is fire, bro.
I mean, come on.
That shit's lit.
This is-
I didn't know I could go get a little bit blitzy over there.
and at the very least, let's take a step nationwide. In every state that has a medical program, let's just have reciprocity.
Yo, you know where's fun with reciprocity? Puerto Rico, bro. Shouts out my paternal homelands. Like, I've been going back there every year. I love it. You gotta like pay a little bit, talk to a doctor, blah blah. You know what I mean? Yo, and then you go over there and it's a vibe.
You know, I don't mind that. That's a good gap. You know,
They
if I
got
just
good
had to go
weed.
see a doctor,
There's really
then
good
no
weed in Puerto
problem.
Rico.
There's a
But
few
I
good
would
guys.
love to
There's
show
a
my
few, yeah,
card.
definitely. I was down there in 2018, 2019, something like
Yeah,
that.
there's these guys, the Connoisseur boys.
I
They're
know
based
those
out of
guys.
like Western. Yo, they
Yeah.
got that fire.
Yeah, they're definitely holding it down there pretty much.
Yo, I'm always.
It's a small island, so it doesn't take much. Like, okay, well, we get one good group, they can pretty much take care of everybody.
That's what I thought about when I went to Kona, when I brought those like 5,000 Skywalker OG seeds and just gave them away, thinking, you know, it's a big island, but what if I gave away all these seeds? What would happen?
Fucked the whole market up, Dave.
No, I don't think that doesn't really work very well there.
Nah.
My name is Dave, and I am the stunt man.
Did you never did find that that reel about that guy that's like
No, Vinny knows where it's at. I've taken so many. I'm
You send like 20 reels a day, dude, and I couldn't go back that far to find that one.
No, I didn't send that one. He
I'm,
did.
I'm an expert.
That's
You
the
know.
only way I know
You
to
know.
find
You
it.
know what I'm talking about. He knows what I'm talking about.
So find it.
So
that was
y'all got
both-
me. This is fun. It's nice to recreationally enjoy cannabis sometimes. You know what I
Right.
mean?
No,
Like,
for sure.
It's like it's so like cost prohibitive in the East Coast in certain places where it's just like people can't like they're like nah man like that's like a check, bro. Like
Well, I mean, I bumped into a buddy who owns 5 dispensaries in the Bay Area at Maps, and he's saying that the price is like
it's very
it's like
yeah.
just
What makes
nothing.
you qualified to
They
serve
don't- they-
medicine?
Yeah, here it
Well,
is.
You know what I mean?
I've done it a bunch of times.
Yo, so like I was up after the Emerald Cup was whenever I got really hit with like that crazy ass price drop. You know what I mean? It was like the Emerald Cup, like not this past year, but the year before.
What are you whispering?
Yeah.
I didn't whisper it. See, I mouthed it. He knew. You broke the fourth wall.
Give me Waga.
Professional, right here, right?
Yeah, professional fourth wall breaker. That's what we do.
Yeah, but we had a lot of fun at this event. Let's just say we
Yo.
immersed ourselves in the
networking was
psychedelic culture for the past
crazy.
few days.
The networking was crazy. It was crazy to see all the heads. Like it was like all the people that talk about psychedelics. I mean, a lot of them. Yeah, there was a lot of people there. There was like I don't know. I got to meet Hamilton. That was crazy. I never met.
Oh
that
yeah,
guy
he was there.
before. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I got to meet Hamilton Morris. That was crazy. I didn't even, there.
Hamilton.
Yo, that's crazy. That's crazy. I got to see friends that I haven't seen in a long time. Shouts out my homegirl Colette. Like that was lit. Yeah,
was definitely a lot of-
it's crazy to even think there was like literally so many faces and people. But yeah,
I would
was
have
just happy
liked
to
it
be
if
able to-
the Denver Convention Center is just a weird place to have it. Like it's like the exhibit hall is all the way upstairs. Then they had that like
It was a lot of walking.
deep space. Yes, I like it when if you had the exhibit hall in the space and then all the talks were in the adjacent rooms surrounding
Yeah.
it. But I mean, I didn't mind it at the end of the day.
I
It
got
was
my
like,
fitness.
It's a good place.
Yeah.
It's a good place to get lost. That's for sure. You're like,
Yeah,
you're like,
get chased.
I got the feel for it like the third day. I think.
exactly right when it's over. You're like,
Yeah, I
hey,
was
now
there
I
the
know.
whole
Now I
time.
got the whole layout figured out, and it's time to go. That's like hotels you stay in Vegas or something, right?
Well, now I'll know whenever I come back.
You're like on the third day. You're like, don't walk that way. Because that way is gonna fuck you up like it did every day, and like it takes you a couple times.
Don't go that way.
A couple times to figure it out.
let's give a shout out to Dr. Bronner's.
Yo,
Because they
Dave.
gave us they had some fucking fire chocolate.
yo, they're cool peoples. I had a little meeting with the mans one day.
Yeah,
It's funny, they go way, he and David go way back,
Yeah?
but he didn't recognize him because he
Because
normally
I shaved
has
my,
a beard.
I usually have a big old beard, so I walked up to him and he was just like, he had to do one of those back. Look at my badge, and I'm like, dude, this is hurting me right now. I can't believe you're looking at my badge.
But that's been happening for years.
I
man.
didn't run into him out there, but I saw that they had their soapy.
Oh, they crushed
party.
it. No, the thing is, that even like 'cause my wife and I, we love David because everything he does is like, he is proper.
He's with the
Wizard.
shits,
He's a
yeah,
proper
with the
wizard,
shits,
right?
yeah.
And I've been using Dr. Bronner soaps as a kid. It's total hippie shit, right? So we always had it, always, and I like traveled with it, and I always had read the
Always
bottle.
something to read.
It was like I read that bottle like religiously as a kid, trying to figure out what the fuck, how the hell are you using this as birth control? Like, what the fuck? My brain was like, they have that on the thing. It says, yeah, really, because it was like, it's all about pH. You know what I mean? It was just, but as a kid, you're like, it doesn't make sense. So what do you do with this thing? Like birth control? But no, in general, they crushed. And the thing that was really cool was. We had so the thing about David is that he came out to Amsterdam and lived in the squats out there, right? He was living in a bunch of different squats, and they were just like there's this one called the Elf, which was like it was a Belgian embassy that had been it was turned like this guy could squat it out, so it was like
Mark lived there for like 3
and
years.
every day there was something going on there, but it was like literally so he was there, and he would come down to my spot in Amsterdam and pick up hemp oil, right? And then when he got back to the States, he was like, we need to add hemp oil to our products.
That's nice.
And
I
that's
like that
how it all
product.
kind of transitioned. So it was like, so it was really cool, because like later I was like, when did they start putting hemp in there?
Right
Like,
after he spoke to you, and he sent you all those options.
no, it was no. But it was just basically, and then later when I had him on the show, he said, no, it was just that trip to Amsterdam and living there and
Transformative.
was like, I came back and told the family we got to put hemp into our program,
man.
and then that changed everything for them.
Traveling changes lives. I'm gonna hit the bathroom. I'll be right back.
Yeah, for sure.
Pledge allegiance to the bag that we obtained by selling that loud
Joe
pack.
Rogan, dude.
In Kushaisi we
Bathroom break in the
trust.
middle of the
Never mess
I
with
know. It's like, you
regulations.
think this is a Joe Rogan show or something? Yeah, but they
As
actually
Boogie
stop
once said,
and
money
then go.
over everything.
Do they?
And liberty and justice for all.
What are you playing?
trappers around the United
I don't
States.
know what he's doing.
Vinny's gone.
Vinny's filling.
He's going for filler.
Pledge
Filler.
to the
It's like
bag.
15-minute filler.
What do you guys think of the not green
Benjamin.
screen background?
Benjamin. Shout out to
For those
Benjamin.
of you watching the video.
I would never refer to myself.
It looks really good in here.
but you should.
I like it much better.
Huh?
I like this much better
I
than
like
the
it
green
too.
screen.
We're not doing this every week.
yeah,
dude.
every
Just drive
week,
you
yeah.
nuts.
No, I like
What?
this.
No, dude.
Yeah.
We are not this. This is a special. We pull it out for special occasions.
Yeah.
What do you?
Which
What
is
do you?
about the next month.
Yeah.
Oh, come on, guys. We're going
It
green.
looks way better than green. We're gonna open up the store with this.
You gotta keep them fluid moving when you're up here, man. It's mad different than where I come from.
More science.
Well, I want to
It's dry as fuck. It's dry as fuck up here. That's for sure.
People always ask
people
me,
don't realize.
what can you do to acclimate the best when coming from sea level to up here? And I was always told by the physician I used to work with that drinking water for the days beforehand, like twice as much water as you normally drink,
Definitely.
oxygenates the blood. However, should add
Oh, there you go.
cordyceps.
I'm on the cordyceps
You
also,
know?
but I'm definitely drinking lots of water. When I first came here, like, I mean, when I went to Telluride the first time, man, my nose was so dry.
Oh yeah, people come
Did
first.
you start bleeding? Because that happens
One
to
time
a lot
in the
of
middle of
people.
the night.
lips
yeah,
all
yeah.
start cracking.
Oh man.
Yeah, it'll get you here. It'll get you here. That's for sure.
Yeah, that shit's-
but it's weird
that
too,
shit's
because once you get acclimated, then it just
Then you're
goes away.
fine.
And like you
Yeah,
see
yeah,
somebody
I
come
think
in,
it's like-
they're like, dude, I need lip You're like, okay, guy,
I'm
relax.
chilling. You know what I mean?
I like going back down to sea level when I can take 2 steps at a time and
You know
shit
what I mean?
like
And
that.
just shimmy.
Yeah, because you're used to much less oxygen. So if somebody wants to get into cultivating cordyceps themselves, you teach a class on this. You have the whole.
Yeah,
you
I
take
do.
them through the whole thing.
Yeah, we do a whole 2-day. We have one coming up. It's on our website, MycoSymbiotics.com. But we have a whole 2-day, and this time we're going to be able to take people out in the forest to go see them.
Do you ever travel around the country and do the trainings? Like because Miles, your friend of Miles, he travels around everywhere to teach people how to make
If you
this.
just scroll down on that page. Yeah, there it is. The Cordyceps Cultivation Foraging course, July 8th and 9th. Yeah, I do
that's in
travel around.
Pennsylvania.
Yeah. The first class I did was in Decatur, Georgia, and I've done them all over the U.S. at this point.
There you go.
Where are they
That answers
coming
your
up?
question.
Is there more to scroll down on, or is?
I mean, if you just hit register here, you can learn more about that. But I'm also teaching about cordyceps at the Mother Earth News Fair in Erie, and also in the Mother Earth News Fair in Wisconsin. So that'll be both this year. And that's MycoFest. But yeah, so I'll be teaching about cordyceps in Wisconsin, Erie, and I might have a class in California, but we don't have anything like secure just yet.
And you're going to be at the Michigan event, right?
Yeah.
That for
Yeah, I'm gonna be
that
at Legacy,
thing.
Michigan. I'll be posted up. We'll be
So
vending and stuff.
you probably want to get your tickets ahead of time. I'm pretty sure there's going to be a bare knuckle fight between Danny Danko and Ed Rosenthal.
Was it Bear of Knuckle now?
Yeah, I think they're going
I
to.
thought it was a
when
poetry
I say
slam. I
bare
thought it was a
knuckle,
poetry slam.
No,
No,
it's
no?
a thumb wrestle.
Okay.
That's what
It's
I
one
really
of those.
mean.
It's one of
It's a
those.
thumb wrestle.
Yeah.
But Ed's old and Danny is.
Dan's
not
gonna
in the
crush
best
him.
shape of
Dan
his
is gonna
life.
crush.
Yeah. Danny's.
It's gonna crush
I'll be
it.
posted up. You know what I mean? Catch the IG.
I don't know. I walked around Amsterdam with Ed. He is in good shape. He might really be able to do it.
He likes to.
You can wiggle.
Yeah, he plays a part.
Did anybody want those tickets in the chat? Did anybody say they wanted them?
They said forget about it.
You have to be able to. You have to be willing to go to Michigan
You have to
first
be in
off during
Michigan.
mosquito season.
You didn't even do nothing.
No. I mean, I was looking, but I didn't see anyone.
Is if it ain't Nuggets game, he ain't fucking playing. He ain't
There's a
even
ton of
there.
people
There's no Nuggets games till October. So
thank
you guys
God.
have my full.
Thank fucking God.
Good job, guys.
Is it time? I mean, how?
I'm looking.
You're not going to congratulate the Nuggets this week and just
What's
keep
up with
doing
the
it?
Nuggets?
I already did, dude.
Okay.
Got a hat.
All right. He's got the hat on. Oh, is that the hat?
This is the hat.
Did
Put
you get
it
the
on the
right one or
camera.
the big
Get
O
the-
one? Did you get the big O or the smaller one?
I got the A.
James
I
Bean,
got
James
the-
Bean
the-
sent a correction. He
The
said
original
Humboldt
A.
Seed
Nice.
Company, not Humboldt.
Oh yeah. There's
Organization.
so many. Sorry.
Yeah, bro. It was Humboldt Seed Organization. It was different, bro.
Yeah.
Which one did you put company?
I probably tagged the wrong one. I don't fucking know.
Yeah,
I
bro,
didn't
there
tag
was a
anything,
lot
but I'm just
going
saying,
on
I
back
just
in
gotta
the
go.
Disney. I don't know what's the vibe now.
Everybody loves the Humboldt name. It was the most sought after. You wanted to include it in your business early on.
You know, I wasn't like I grew herb for a little bit when I was younger, but like that really propelled me to do all the other shit that I do, like with growing plants and growing food in urban areas and in nuanced systems and figuring out how to grow algae. Like if I didn't know how to grow hydroponics, growing algae would have been a little bit more challenging. I used to work at a hydroponics store. Shit, that was the last job I had before I was like full on doing the mushroom thing.
Oh yeah, that's it's funny because now everybody does shit online, and I hate that because grow shops used to be like the center point, right? That's where all the action that kind of went down. It's always it definitely was.
We used to teach people how to grow tomatoes. Hey, tomatoes, bro. That shit was lit.
I love growing tomatoes back in the 80s.
Yo, them high grade, bro.
High grados,
I
hey
need
grados.
some really
Them, like-
juicy tomatoes.
Yo,
Oh my
they
God.
like get them on all the like the microrhizal
All you
dip,
needed
bro.
was Freak Show back in the day. We would have got it.
If we only had it.
Vinny, yeah. But why can't Vinny? Time machine. If you invent a time machine, you know exactly what to do. That's where we're going.
Which one of these jars did y'all like the most? Who do you think?
It was one of these two, but then there's one in here that was just a spot on garlic.
Oh, you said you like the Kush cake.
That was nice. They're all really beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did very well. No, so tell us. Do you want to give a shout out to this company? What's this all
Certified. Yeah, that's our sister company. That's
Where are they?
California. Yeah, it's
There
the
you go.
vibe. Certified.
It's spelled wrong though.
Sure it's on
we're out on
purpose.
Paris right now. I think we just finished up.
What? We misspelled our shit?
yeah,
Oh, no.
RTFD.
Yo, that's the energy.
That's the energy certified. But yeah, we just finished up Paris Fashion Week. We do clothes and hash and vibes. And
Interesting.
Lifestyle brand.
And whose is this? Ogre?
Well, Ogre washed our flour. Yes, Sesame, the GMO.
We were talking earlier
the
that the real business we should have gotten into, Adam, is the guy who makes these glass little jars.
little Miron glass. You know what I'm saying, little Myron.
This is the shit right now.
I like those, bro. Those are like the biophotonic glass. People put in the hash in some really nice glass.
No,
I feel bad every time I have to throw handfuls of fucking empties. I'll be like, I can't keep them all. I try to figure out
We've got a
ideas.
recycling program for
That's
at
what
least
I'm
the
hoping.
plastic johns.
Right.
They break them down. They recycle it.
Right.
Specialized one. But like I think throw some ISO in there, repurpose it. You know what I mean?
That's
Or
what we
make a
do, but I have
business
so
of it.
many thousands of them. It's like,
There has to be somebody in Colorado or somebody listening right now, or somebody that can just make a business of
picking up your old.
Bro, straight up. That's industry. Because then if you don't, then your grandkid's gonna be fucking plucking them bitches out of a fucking landfill or some shit. Because like, what else are we gonna be doing?
Let's take a minute to talk about.
No, it'd be good if it could organize them and get them into one place to actually recycle them. You know,
Yeah.
because
There's gonna be
there's one here and one there
ain't
gonna happen.
Yeah, there's gonna be kids that figures out some crazy like AI autonomous robots for figuring out how to mine landfills for things that's like not available to mine anywhere else. It's gonna be cool.
They're going to have such rules. They're going to say you must isopropyl the jar before you give it because they're going to come up with
Some guy's going to be loving it.
Oh.
Oh, dude, this guy left a bunch in there.
Right.
Sloppy.
Because
there's certain
whoever loves taking the secondhand dabs, that needs to be your job, bro.
Right.
That's the company right there. Secondhand dabs.
I'll do. Yeah,
You
right.
just named the company. So wait, you have 30 seconds before everyone hears it. If you want to
Imagine
buy the
James
domain,
Bond
you should
if
buy
he was
it right
raised in
now.
the jungles of Ohio.
I'm just kidding.
Secondhand dabs.
Secondhand
See,
dabs.
you know what? I just realized your manager and Mark have a lot in common. They both don't pay attention to the show.
Yay.
Yeah, they both don't pay attention to you while you're working. I see. I didn't realize how common it was in the industry for the handler to behave that way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks.
Supposed to
I don't
be
give a
handling
fuck
all
what
the
you
stuff
think.
over here.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
Oh yes.
Yo, they can't hear the ad libs, huh?
Oh no, they hear everything.
Yeah, there's a little speaker.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Yo, when I took the headphones off, I was like, yo, regular noise again.
Yeah, we like
It's like
to
walking
make
out of a
it
theater when
inclusive.
you're like, dude, is it daylight
What?
out here? Holy shit! I thought it was nighttime.
No, it's a casino. It's like, after you've been playing cards. I mean, not me. I don't play cards anymore.
Not me.
Oh, well, this is a great time. You never know who's listening, but if there is some, how they have those commercials that say, if you have this gold in your basement that you don't want, you can come sell it to us. We buy gold.
Yeah, I got some gold in my basement. I got some just lying around.
If there is a listener,
You got any crumbs left in your jar?
You got any gold in your basement lying around? Just...
if there's a listener out there who is a fan of the World Series of Poker and happens to have $10,000 just burning a hole in their pocket, like your accountant told you, if you don't waste it on something completely stupid and frivolous, like buying Dave into the main event,
listen, I knew
you
that was
lose it. If that's something like that, I'm learning though from this weekend, from this past few days, that if you don't put it out there to the universe, other people don't know that. Okay, so I'm just putting it out there.
10,000.
I don't know. Maybe you won in Vegas another entry, and you already have an entry, and you have it in tournament bucks.
Bro.
You want to put me in?
Damn,
I am your guy.
Put me in, coach.
I qualified this Sunday.
Yes.
I'm playing in a $500,000 tournament. I qualified for $22 this Sunday.
Oh.
So
One
we're
of my homies that runs one of our farms grows Cordyceps. Real big poker head.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you know who's in the World Series right now?
Who?
Rand just got bought in by the Benz.
Shout out to Rand.
Shouts
Yeah,
out
he
Adam
comes
from
out.
Mushroom Merchants.
Shout out to who?
Adam and Mushroom Merchants.
Madam and Mushroom
Anybody
Merchants.
you want to throw out? I mean, to
Oh,
shout
yeah,
out
I mean,
any companies?
Throw them
anything?
out, shout them out, whatever you want to do.
Whatever.
It could be one of the two.
I just spent the last 3 days at a psychedelic conference
How
with
about it?
Adam Dunn.
And you made it.
What do you think we did? Okay, come on. You have to live up to the reputation of knowing Adam. It's Yeah, it was a lot
How
of fun.
addictive are those?
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, man, that was a.
Oh, you should smell this.
There was a lot of energy, man.
one of our
You definitely had to
sponsors.
make sure you took a nap.
This is processed by a man by the name of Julian, who has a company called Dab Logic, and they work with Verde Natural, and their company is Hash House in Boulder. And fuck is if it's not fire, right?
That's that diesel.
Yeah, take a
Yeah,
dive.
yeah. You want one, son?
sure.
I mean, it is.
Yo, that's crazy.
It's so good. I put it in my
made my
fridge,
mouth
and I
water.
don't almost. I save it for special occasions.
Dabs be hitting. You know what I'm saying?
That's our sound. Gabagoo, Benny.
The chat says Dave in World Series of Poker is what's called dead money.
Oh yes, chat is ruthless.
Heyo!
Chat is
they're
ruthless.
right.
But they're right. Ruthless and right.
That's. You can go online right now. I played on television. Fox Sports Net took
Hey,
second
we got that
place.
photo?
Oh,
Pull the
come
pho-
on! You know he doesn't
Show
have
the
that anymore.
photo.
It's on the old computer.
He's got it.
It's on. You don't
I
need
bet.
to
I
show
bet it takes him less time
You
than it would to normally.
you don't need to show it. It's on the old computer.
Boom. He's got it.
But I wore it on I wore this on television next to a guy wearing a Remington.
You got
hoodie.
it. Come on. You got the fucking. There it is. That's
Bro,
the
that's
man right
lit.
there. That's who you be vote. That's who you be. That's
lit,
your
my
boy.
guy.
Sources say that's not healthy.
Oh wait, look at that. That was that was Jen Murray's pin.
Oh.
That's
I
where
saw.
you go.
Shout out
I
to
like
Jen
that.
Murray and shout out to
I like
Maureen
that suit. I need
McNamara.
one of them.
You don't
What do you
need
need?
one. You what those suits? You don't know. You don't. You
don't
don't
want
need
one of
one of
those.
those.
You
I'm
can
telling
get
you,
made fun of.
absolutely don't.
Yeah, just
I
for like
will-
a music video or something. That'd
I
be
would,
hilarious.
You can borrow mine.
That'd be hilarious.
Let me tell you a
Yeah.
little bit about
Sure,
our
that'll fit well.
organization.
Just for like a scene.
I can
just,
see
like,
you guys
post
are
it up,
same
you know
size.
What I mean, bro, like you got the vibe. You got to get the vibe right. Like have a bunch of plants around. You know what I mean? Just be like dripping with fog and shit like that. Like have it like dim.
This was
lit,
one of
you know
those
what I
shows
mean?
though. There was a lot of those guys.
Did you walk in that deep space shit?
Full
that they
suit
had, that
guys.
deep
The full
space
suit.
zone?
Anything with full
There.
suit, you're.
Did y'all walk in that deep space zone?
Oh fuck yeah, that was
Many
good.
times.
That was
That's
good.
where the
Did you
chocolate
walk in
was.
that plant like box thing that they had that motherfuckers was like taking naps and shit in there, but like you
Oh,
like,
I didn't.
walk
There
through,
was a
like,
big
all
line.
wooden floor
Yeah,
and shit.
there was like a line.
Bro,
every
that shit
time
was
I-
kind of dope. I like the whoever produced that little structure. But there was like some really cool art in there.
That was dope. Yeah.
That
And
was
I
a-
think
was a
most of that
structure I
was
enjoyed.
actually David Bronner's putting. I think that was all their inputs because it was
bottom one once, and that turns it off. There you go.
the carb is what makes it fucking
Yeah,
nails it, right?
that's Dab Logic right there. What was that?
You got it. Oh, right.
Oh, Future Diesel.
Not psychedelic friendly. You're like, but they put the reflective on the reflective, and you're like, trying to. What was it again? Future.
I don't know. He's got that laugh
Future
on his
Diesel.
face.
Future Diesel. That's called Future Diesel.
Something's happening.
You just came. You just time traveled to the future, my friend. How was that?
I'm just gonna
Feels
say.
pretty
Oh, now you're here.
colorful.
Oh, we're here. We're all
Feels
here.
like that.
Go ahead and say it, Mark.
What did I
just
just for
say
the
today?
background to stay the way that it is?
Oh, come on,
Is
guys.
this a fresh one?
Carb that.
Oh my bad, G.
It's very nice now. Very nice now, but eventually, when corporate finds out, they're gonna want their shit back. No. Oh yeah.
This you said this is new for show.
This is we pull out for our psychedelic episodes.
I like that. I like
So
it.
this is a Benjamin.
Benjamin.
This is from Benjamin. You ever heard? You know Benjamin on Vegas?
Benjamin?
You heard about? No. Oh, you need to know.
He's the shit.
They're the shit. Yeah, they were jamming on Hate back in the day, and then they're jamming on Vegas. And he is like the tie-dye fucking guru.
tie-dye
His
guy.
tie-dyes
He
were
is-
on stage for the Grateful Dead.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
Yo, that's some potent energy.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Imagine if they had cordyceps back in the day.
Imagine their songs would have been
Layers.
20 more minutes longer. they would have played another.
They would have.
The endless songs would have been even more endless.
You know what I mean? You could write some stories. You know what you could do though? You could just be like, hey, AI bot, cordyceps, fucking Grateful Dead, bing bang.
I'm
Fucking
afraid.
AI bot. Fucking AI bots.
I'm afraid of AI bots.
There you go.
So how did you and Travis Fluck meet up? How did your paths cross?
Bro, yo, all right, so like Travis and I linked up early. Like I knew him when he was working with Ramstar doing like the jewelry and stuff like this. And I think I don't want to be mistaken because he knows for sure. But like, I think one of my earlier memories with him was at a permaculture event that I did in Denver at the Denver Permaculture Cooperative, like maybe like 2017 or something like that. And then like he came to this class I did in Ward, in like this in the church in Ward, Colorado. I did a class on Cordyceps cultivation, bro.
Nice.
Like that shit was lit, bro. It was like super eclectic, bro. Like who nobody even know was Ward, Colorado, bro. Like, you know what I mean? But like
most people that live in Ward don't realize they're in Ward.
Bro, that shit's a vibe, bro. Like,
Don't you want to become a cult leader?
The first time I was on the radio though, I was in Ward, bro. Like that shit was dope. It was like a little like pirate radio station there back in the day. It was vibey.
That water almost came out my nose there, Vinny. They almost did it to me. The first time that would have ever happened.
It was Mark approved, so there we go.
Damn, that was some energy, bro. Like, but yeah, I went up there. I did a radio interview. I did a little Cordyceps class, and I met Travis. He took some pictures of my Cordyceps with some crystals and shit. It was fire. But like, he grew up near where I live and shit. So like, I don't know. We've been linked up for a minute. Like, I feel like I might have met him out east, but like my memories, like, man, especially after this week,
you can't forget the tail.
Yo, no, that's the guy.
Once you're like, oh, the guy with the tail, yeah.
No, that's my guy. That's my guy. Yeah,
Well,
and, like
actually,
he's been very hospitable. Like
he's the best.
He brought me up to teach a couple times. Like, I did a DNA class in his motherfucking living room, bro. Like, I did a DNA barcoding class in his living room. Like, that shit was
his
crazy.
house is like a small museum, and the work he's doing in casting metal right now is fucking
That guy is
phenomenal.
he's like a type.
He's
wizard
very,
type,
very
you know what I
talented.
mean? Type
Very,
alchemist
very
type.
talented. No, he's our Sherpa. I mean, he is
Definitely
been our
knows his
teacher.
place in the community. You know what I mean? He's very fulfilling in his role.
Mm-hmm.
And he does it so well, and he is very patient, and he
That was
likes
fun to sit in a room.
educate.
It was fun to sit in the room with all those people today.
That panel was fire.
and listen to that, and then you listen to everybody's on the panel, and they were all good. They were all really good. But Travis definitely has a way of like bringing that information that I got a lot of oh my god, like a lot of gasps just because he brings the fucking
Yeah,
the
I mean,
reality
like he's like the main. Like he had to convince a lot of convincing. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
like he's very good what he does.
But I definitely heard the audience go like what? Like once they heard,
He's affluent. He's very.
because people
not
don't
affluent,
get
he's
the
very
whole therapy, that whole
affluent.
therapist
What's
thing.
the word I'm looking for with the language? Not like not like money thing, but like he's
what's
like I don't know.
He's a linguist.
He's very
Fluent.
articulate.
Articulate.
He is.
Maybe that was the word I was.
Well,
looking
he
for.
knows how to. He understands the audience he's speaking to.
Mm-hmm.
So if it's a scientific audience, he will speak to them in scientific terms that they'll understand.
Yeah, that's what
But
I mean.
this
you
was a
gotta
very-
have to know your crowd. Like
Yeah.
when it's online, it's interesting sometimes, but like when you know your crowd and you can see people and see how they're interacting, you know what I mean? You're like this, and especially with different demographics and stuff like that. You know what I mean? You could be like, this is the message.
Well, you're also young too, so a combination of like, if somebody's reading what you did, they're not looking at it like, because there's a lot of ageism out there, of course, right? So
yeah,
like,
bro, it
the hell
took
do
me
you?
forever,
the hell
bro.
do you
Like,
know?
I didn't even
You're-
have facial hair when I first started teaching Cordyceps, bro. Like, I couldn't even grow a beard, bro. Like, there's nothing. There, you know what I mean? He's like, yo, what is this? But like, I had nothing. This, whatever this is, didn't even exist when I first started my business, when I first started doing this, and I was running around the U.S. teaching about it. People were like, yo, where's the teacher? Like,
When I
was
first
like,
sat down next to
But
him,
like,
my
hey.
hair was red. Okay, I mean red beard, red mustache, gone. It happens. He does
yo,
it.
life is real life.
I do. It's me. I will remove.
Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with that. Like,
No, I was just impressed with everything that Travis does. He took us from a point of really being. I'm not a noob in psychedelics, but I took a 25-year hiatus when I had my children after being exposed to the Grateful Dead culture back in the 80s.
so you've seen some things.
Well, I was very, very lucky enough to get liquid from Owsley Stanley. And
That's suspicious.
that is... it was special. I was around when Blue Unicorns came on Grateful Dead tour, that you could take lots of it, and it wasn't where you were like, oh, that guy has took two. You know, it was.
Nah, bro, people was
beautiful.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, like I think it's funny sometimes, like because I was doing this a lot by myself when I was younger, so I was just like looking at the stories and reading the stories of people that did it before, and like people used to eat a significant amount, and like nowadays people are like,
of everything.
You know, I'm just gonna taste it. You know,
well,
what I mean?
microdosing changed everybody's thing. So it was like, what's going on?
I never understood the term microdose until now. Like we just.
Well,
dosed.
I mean, like I have appreciation for microdosing. I'm not trying to like shit on microdosing, but like there's a lot of people that is like never really like, I don't know, like fully.
Lemon test.
Well, it's tough. It's tough when people get.
You know what I'm saying?
The problem is that people get too enthusiastic about it, and you're like, wait a minute, you really need to like first go deep and then pull back, because if you always are on the pullbacks, I mean, and I say that as a person with that, like, you know, had no. Didn't have a choice, right? It's just that's the way it was. But now that everybody's stepping into this thing fresh, right? They have that
was a very big learning lesson. It was a very big reality check to see like what is 2023 psychedelics. You know what I mean?
But that's our culture, right? There are those people that you are describing right now who are really heavy into this microdose, and haven't gone macro. It's because they're in the transitional phase of breaking with some prescribed pharmaceutical that
also did the same thing, basically.
That is exactly that. You take it daily. You take it.
You don't really know if it's working, or you only know when it's not working.
Right.
That's when it's like, oh shit, now it's not.
Sometimes I go to Vegas, microdose a whole weekend away.
I'm in the traditional medicine. I'm in the traditional mushroom industry. I was about to stretch.
No, you can get.
I mean, I've sat down for a long ass time.
That's fine.
But I'm in the like. Well, we're calling it functional mushrooms, right? You know what I mean? But like a lot of these mushrooms were from traditional Chinese medicine, so they had reasons why they were using it for shit. You know what I mean? But you know, hey, we're in a new space, a new age, trying to navigate and talk about it all.
Well, there's a mushroom for everything. That's the cool part about it. Like you realize.
And there's so many that we haven't touched yet. I'm gonna stretch real quick.
See, this is what we should be doing. If we
stretching during the show? Yeah, that's what we should be doing.
No, like just running a commercial and taking a 3-4 minute break or something.
No.
Yes.
That's impossible.
Well, eventually.
That's not how it works. That's not how it works around here.
We have to get professional. Look at Odie.
The whole show.
Came in, we didn't even recognize him. He was so professional.
Break, bro. Yo,
the show is a break.
Like,
the whole show is a break.
Here, bro. Yo, we're light speed out here. We're alive.
We do 12-hour shows. We do 24-hour shows.
My heart is beating.
Dude, look at him. He's like, the fear of God just came into me. He heard the word 24-hour show. We're doing it.
I'm in Denver. We out here.
No, we have a lot of fun.
We missed our opportunity.
We have people come in. You know, it's a welcoming environment. If you're in town, please stop on by. We have some very loyal listeners who've been listening for a while. They're always welcome. We give out the Zoom link for a Patreon hour we do later, and they occasionally Zoom in. We told Travis to stop on by to say hello, and so maybe he'll be here as well.
Yo, yeah, that hopes that'd be nice. This is a very nice atmosphere that you've curated.
Thanks.
We had a comedian on last week, Brian Monarch. Yeah,
man, that's what's up. Where they present from over here?
They were performing at the Comedy Works. Comedy Works. South.
Comedy Works South. His name's Brian Monarch. You might have seen him on the social medias. He does the Arnold Schwarzenegger deep fakes.
I've seen those.
Where Arnold sings like Annie.
I don't think I've seen those, man. I've been taking a lot of time off the internet.
That's good.
Well, that is good, but this one you would want to see, and I'm seeing Mark diligently typing. He's going to pull one up right now.
No, he's not doing nothing. Look at him.
No, not
if it's not nuggets, who fucking cares, right? That's what he's saying.
I'm writing the Patreon link so that people can join us. You know what I mean?
That's cool. I guess that's all right.
Send me a yo tip.
Are there new ones? I got one right here.
Freshie?
Fell on the floor.
I think they're in that one in the top booth.
I like that they're wood though.
I have them in my bag.
Have to have any.
There is no more, dude.
It's lit.
There's no more yo tips? Yeah, we got some right here.
There's a whole pack.
Oh, whole pack.
There's a whole pack, sir.
Great.
Yeah, no, I have some in my bag too. I handed them out to all the vendors.
They got like a little pop top? Oh, it's a little rubber cork.
The hardest thing about them is just getting past that
plastic.
first plastic.
That first little plastic bit.
But eventually, I'm sure it'll have a little peel or something like that.
Hey,
This
they're
is
doing
round
a good
one.
job. They got wooden tips out here. I like this.
Yeah.
Birch. These are birch.
I've seen people
and
with
it's
these like plastic little 3D printed ass thing. I'm like, yo, get that away.
No, these are so biodegradable, of course, but made out of birch, super fast growing, farmed, so it's not like we're not going out and raping forests for them or anything like that.
Nice.
And the good part is, you can use them like 5 times, 3-4 times.
I would use them again, but I'm a microbiologist. I know what the floor be like, man.
No, you don't have to use it off the floor.
Yeah, that's why I got a nice new thing.
Drop that. Freshies. So, what is your background? A microbiologist?
Well, I cannot say officially I'm a citizen scientist. So anything that I say is put a citizen first.
You've paid your 10,000 hours.
But yeah, put a citizen first for like all intents and purposes. But I do. I have a lab. I have an ecological research lab. I breed fungi. I collect cultures from the wild. We store cultures and preservation. Mostly fungi, but we do algae also. I know how to culture algae. I know how to culture single cells of algae and then amplify them out so we can get like new strains from our
How about the whole? You remember back when they were talking about harvesting THC off of algae for a bit. It was like a.
I mean, you can do it with like any kind of like microbe. Like you can get
They're
yeast.
gonna do it.
You can get
I'm
yeast.
gonna
Bro,
do it. Better
I mean,
hurry up.
they're gonna
Better
do it,
fucking
bro.
hurry up.
People already
The
did
problem
it.
is we've got a plant that fucking produces it naturally, and it does a really good job at it.
People
So
already did all the things that you think
gonna
that.
try to lay
There's
it
probably a
on.
research paper you could go look at on like Google Scholar.
I mean, that was
Grow it.
interesting back when people, were more when it was more restricted. Now, of course, it's like
What do you mean? What's restricted?
what before when it was more restricted. I'm saying then it was maybe made more sense. But now that there's no
Like what do you talk? Oh, like weed or
just
allowing
like as far
research.
as like if you're going to grow THC on algae, the only cost-effective reason to do that is because you can't grow enough naturally. Like, excuse me, the sun produces fucking
Right.
the energy. The plants produce the trikes. We don't have to really
Yeah.
go
I mean,
and reinvent the wheel.
I don't
dude.
have any.
But I've seen it happen.
Like legitimate. I'm not like trying to like say that. I wouldn't do that shit, but like motherfuckers just poke at everything.
Sure.
Yeah.
No, of course, and I mean, again, that's also something where if you can, like, produce. I mean, they're if they could 3D print it, they would. You know what I mean? So it's like,
Bro, that's like literally like a lot of universities. They're literally just like, yo, what about this?
Well, I'm waiting for this is something, speaking of the MAPS conference and walking around the exhibit hall, there was no magical butter equivalent.
Oh, like
there.
some like infusing machine type.
Yes,
John?
there was no one button, like insert your mushrooms in here in the
get
hot
ooh,
rod
and get some goo out the other end.
and
That'd be
goo
nice.
out the end.
That'd be nice. A little drop of goo.
Mark's making a face at me right now.
What, you
Mark,
don't
we're
like-
science. We're talking about science here.
No, we
Well,
say
like,
goo. Yeah, goo is very
If you
scientific.
want to learn about like functional mushroom extraction, we have a class for that in Pennsylvania.
You have a
Yes.
machine where you can put functional mushrooms in, push
Well,
a button,
we-
and goo comes out?
It's not like a specific machine like that. Like, but like we have a machine.
Where does
that
the
we
goo
make,
come out?
We make
What-
cordyceps concentrate. Pre, do you have that shit? Is it around somewhere?
Oh, see, you interrupted her from doing something. See, you and Mark should talk. You guys are kindred spirits right there.
Far too busy to talk.
Yeah.
Very important things back here.
Too busy trying to keep
But
your
yeah,
shit together.
we make concentrate from our cordyceps mushrooms, and we do it with a couple different machines. We have a sponsor with Extract Craft. They're really good people.
Oh, they're our boys. No, they were.
They're going to come back. They want to advertise on the show. I saw them at the Grows.
We had them for advertiser for about 2-3 years, and then they sold the company or something like that. But then apparently, people are still using our coupon code, even though they've got it home. They're like, "Oh, you're the Adam Dunn Show." We get people all the time calling it in. So yeah.
They're good people, bro. They treat us well, and we use their product to make our mushroom extract.
Okay, so they get the same tabletop model thing that they have. Yeah, that's good. And it's a definitely as far as entry level. For somebody, if you're, it's kind of it fills a niche, you know what I mean? Because the whole idea of ethanol extraction is, we don't want people fucking out, basically. That's what it comes down to, right? So it's good that they made something that was user friendly like that, and
Yeah, and it's easy. Like we made a couple videos, and then we offer the classes. So we show people how to, make mushroom concentrate. So we have our cordyceps concentrated extract here.
What's the concentration volume? Like you do like
We get like a good run. We'll get like 40 grams off 100 grams.
Okay, that's pretty high then.
Yeah. Sometimes it's
not-
around. It's usually around 30, but like 30, 35.
Okay.
But yeah, here, give it a whiff. Check it out.
Interesting.
We can put it like I don't know where's the camera to put it up close to like show.
Just put it up by your face, Adam, and have it zoomed in. Sort of.
Oof, yeah, that's got some.
Yeah. It was crazy showing
Some
it to
yeasty,
people.
almost yeasty vibe.
Yeah. It's crazy showing it to people that like do mushroom extracts, and they're just like, "Whoa, that's very aromatic." And I'm just like, "Well, yeah, you can put good input in."
The first hit was definitely the one.
It's buttery, bro. It's buttery.
Wow. Yeah, do the. It's interesting.
Everybody just relax.
Yeah. That's the Cordyceps concentrated extract. So.
Wow.
It definitely was just sitting in the car in Colorado, so that was a little warm. But
It's okay. We blame you, producer.
It's we got that analytically tested. We're working on refining our extraction processes to get more of the.
I like the red razor blade. That's
Can we eat it?
very.
You could put like a grain of rice size and some water.
This is like
water
a supreme. This is like a supreme razor going on here.
Yeah. Vibes, bro. It's like the way that they don't take it in the airport. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Right.
But yeah. And it helps me to distribute it.
The
but
chat gang has a question.
What's up?
Do you? Do
Is it Mike Denver?
No.
What?
Actually.
For what? For reals? Not a Mike Denver question. This is amazing.
Do you do a dual extraction for your cordyceps?
Yes, we do dual extraction. Yeah, we got to get the water out because like there's a lot of like a lot of the compounds in mushrooms are going to come out with mostly water. In different mushrooms, it depends. So like, well, that's where mushroom extraction it starts to get very different than plant extraction is because like depending on the density of the mushroom, like we have like some mushrooms like reishi that's super hard and like mushrooms like cordyceps like where did I get that bottle of water? I didn't use it.
You put it on the ground. I think.
Alright, so like if I put this cordyceps in this bottle of water and let it just chill in there, you will watch it extract in there. Like so there's different mushrooms extract differently, like way differently.
So there's a lot of water soluble stuff in there. Cool.
Oop.
Look at you. You're gonna slice the whole bottle. That'd be great.
I was like, just like pour it out.
So classic. So classic.
But yeah, like these are the freeze dried ones. But yeah, cordyceps yields very well just into water. So we'll let that chill for a minute.
Yeah, and then.
What's up?
No, I was just saying that it's and what's the as far as when it's the water soluble stuff? Is it good for?
I'll get it open.
Do you use it that way? Is it helpful? Like making a tea type thing?
So all right. So to get back to the question, we do a water part and we do an ethanol part, and we have to do both to get that high yield of the extract, to get that high return. Really to get the most out of it because there's some stuff that's water soluble and there's some stuff that's not water soluble.
Okay.
So you'll see different stuff come out. But yeah, that yield. We actually did a research study with Bastyr University I helped set up a research study with Bastyr University back in 2017, 2018 on different extraction for cordyceps mushrooms, different extraction methods. And we found out that with fresh cordyceps mushrooms, they yield very well in just room temperature cold water within a 6-hour period.
Okay.
Just if left alone.
Like a cold brew.
But with ultrasonic amplification, that shit just dumps.
Really?
Dumps. And then you can just if you can remove the water, which you can also you shouldn't do that with the extract craft system. We have different ways of removing water, which is that's our proprietary information right now. But and for now we teach our classes and everything like that.
Yeah,
you know what
sure.
I mean? But we do our thing.
I forgot again.
What'd you forget? You're just sitting here forgetting.
It's Mark. From now on, it's fucking Mark's responsibility
to make you to remember.
To remember that within the first 10 minutes, we have to fucking ask people to hit that like and subscribe.
The grovel button. You have to hit the grovel button.
Kelly takes care of that for us every week.
Does she?
Oh,
Kelly does a good job.
Kelly's killing it.
We don't
Silently.
say it.
She reminds people that Dave is a cop.
Oh, on top of everything.
On top of everything.
Damn.
But yeah, to finish that up. So yeah, we we use dry or freeze dry material. You can see it's starting to turn a little bit yellow.
Yeah, I can see that.
The one was that was stuck down here on the bottom was bubbling. You can see it outgassing.
Those freeze dried ones are really nice, but
I can see the color. I can see the color.
yeah. So once you get that water out, you get that nice concentrate, and then you get a different yield. Like we've seen the different parts. With the ethanol parts, you'll get more of that crystalline activity, like that, like the crystal hard shit. Like with the water, you'll get more of the like oily, smelly shit. Like
what you just showed us.
Yeah.
And it's got that. That's definitely.
Yeah,
organic.
there's like
it's kind of like how DMT organic versus,
if
versus synthetic. You know, you see like
if you see
oily orange, and you're like, okay, that's fucking got something going on.
If you see like pure THC from all of the other things, like terpenes are like all liquidy alcohol, right? Like, and you see the pure THC, then you understand why you need a certain solvent to be able to work that off. If I mean, like, you know, working with solventless is a unique thing. Getting those resin heads off. Like with mushrooms, we don't have resin heads, so like for those hard crystalline compounds that are in the mushrooms, you need a solvent to like wash those shits off.
Gotcha.
To get those. So for everything
it's not
else,
physical. It's not like a physical agitation or something like that.
No, we do a soxhlet apparatus. You know what I mean? Like a just a recurring system. You know, the glass, you can buy them online, like a SOXHLET. You know.
I gotcha.
I don't know, man. I was banging 7-gram rocks.
I told you not to play that clip of me anymore.
But yeah. Oh, that was you?
No.
Oh, damn, I was about to say.
That's Charlie Sheen.
Come on.
Hey, did I sound like a cop?
Yo. But so, right. But, my guy. Yeah. Yeah, so that's how we get the cordyceps concentrate.
Wow.
Buttery little butter. And then it's water soluble at this stage.
And how's it store? How's the storage of it? Is it like, like how long can you keep it, and do you have to put it in any kind of extreme conditions to hold it?
We like to keep it cold, and then we like to put it into a product as soon as possible.
Sure.
But otherwise, we just keep it cold.
It's more made to order type deal. Like
yeah,
like you make it for the product. You don't sit on it.
Yeah, to keep it real, just like I'm saying, so like we showed this to people that do bulk extraction work, and they hadn't smelled things like this aromatic, right? And it's because we've been working on our own
it goes really fast.
Extraction process and everything, and working with really high grade mushrooms that we've been also working on figuring out the best methods for cultivating. And like that stuff's in the book, that stuff's on our YouTube. You know, that's information that's out there for people.
Show it.
Yeah, you can see. You know, you put more in, the more color. That was just a simple demonstration.
You did it really well, Mark. You're really good at holding the bottle up to the thing. You're professional.
And then
so professional.
Dave's so close with the knife. That's scary.
Yeah, hit that.
Dave and a knife is just bad.
Hit that with the ultrasonic. Bop.
Especially when he starts getting a little bit.
As a comparison, you can kind of see it.
Testy.
Don't come to my bungalow and tell me how to water my plants. Okay.
Yeah. So
that's sick.
But yeah, we haven't been able to we test our we get our batches, we test.
What's
them
your competition like? Is it Chinese stuff again? Like
that's not competition.
But what do they make though, as far as this type of product?
The competition is just like all the other stuff that's not using our product yet.
Right.
But there's because this goes into finished product. This will go into like a coffee, fucking lotion, a capsule, a gummy.
Yeah, I think CBD basically.
Yeah, whatever. You know what I mean?
A pillow.
Yeah.
Oh, the pillow. Yeah, that's a good one. Mattress. They have the mattress, the CBD mattresses.
Go around.
Oh, that's the energy, my G. Yo.
There you go. I see. I brought your homies.
Yo, that's good energy.
You got your homies coming?
Yeah, I made sure. I was like, oh, you're going up. You're come.
Yo, please thank you. Please and thank you for that one.
Of course. Yeah, I think, I mean, the key is, I guess, is just supplying really quality shit. Same with cannabis, same with mushrooms.
Yeah,
it's just like.
But that shit flies off the shelves, is what I'm saying. Like, I haven't had it a long enough time to see it.
Can we set the stage here for a second? So his friend just showed up. He's wearing a white lab coat.
You can jump on this. You can
this man is one of the
a red big mushroom hat.
Tomas, come. Let's
join the conference.
Yo,
Who's your friend?
This is my man Tomas.
You can leave your luggage over there, though.
Yo, is he joining in the convo? That's lit.
Sure, why not? Fucking hey.
Yeah, let's lit.
That's how we do it right
Grab your
here.
headphones right there.
There you go.
Oh no, keep the
This is
lab
mine,
coat
you
on.
said?
Keep it on.
Yeah, Reg told me to give you that.
Bro.
You want to tell us who your
This
friend
gonna go up
is?
in the lab. Good thing our suitcase is empty from all that shit we brought and didn't leave with.
Reset and tell us who your friend is.
Oh, this is Tomas. He's like one of the coolest scientists in the country.
Oh, so it's not a lab coat for show.
No, no.
Well, yes, and.
Well, I mean, he's
scientist.
representing his brand right now. MycoZine. You see it on the sleeve. You know the
Very,
energy.
very professional.
Look at that. and
Put
that
on the lab
mushroom
glasses
hat.
so you can see how
There we go. You know, he's got glasses on. He's for real.
protectors.
Yo.
Oh, he's got the little side nerdy things.
Yo.
So he doesn't catch a splash.
For real.
I have a shirt that says "Science doesn't care what you believe" that I haven't been able to wear since the plague.
Yo, like as far as like regulation.
I was gonna wear it to the show, and then I was like, nah, it probably wouldn't work. It probably wouldn't work here.
No.
You remember how I had to say like citizen before mine? This motherfucker's a real scientist.
Real scientist.
Real deal.
So tell us
give
tell us who you are. Tell us about
Talking to the mic.
Yeah. Right into the microphone.
Right there.
Man, I'm blessed. That's who I am. Wow, I feel honored to be here.
Dude, I'm so glad that you're here.
This is so lit. I was like, oh shit, I gotta go meet up with Will. Somebody texted me address. Uber, let's go.
There you go. That's how it works.
This is so cool.
And you know, what's funny is you basically lived up to what I say. Is like always it's the last person you say to come to the party is the first guy to like he's the guy that actually shows up. It's never the guy you told a month earlier. Make sure you come to my party. They don't ever show up. It's that guy at the gas station that you're like, dude, come to my party.
through.
Like,
He's the coolest guy
What's
there.
the
and he
address?
comes in through. Yeah, there you go. So
There I am.
no,
Has anybody ever told you
recognized
exactly like how much you know?
when I was at the show. I was like, okay, bring.
Yeah, no, I mean,
bring-
Tomas and I go back to was it Emerald Cup or Arcata first?
It was Arcata in 2021, I think.
Where are
when
you
I
based
first
out of?
met you. I'm living in Oakland, but I'm from Milwaukee.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I worked in like food and drug science, and then moved out to California to double my salary to be a cannabis scientist. That shit blew my mind that I could test weed, and then we started testing mushrooms. So, yeah, can I smoke some?
Yeah, I'm gonna get you.
Here.
Yeah.
Right here.
Yeah,
I
bro,
got
there's
weed on.
hash. Bro, try this Dabex thing. Have you seen one of these rigs before?
What?
No, we got
I'm
you this
excited.
one. Oh, we'll get
Yeah,
you.
I'll get
have
him
you
set
seen
up
this
on
Is
it.
this
Dabex
like a
rig?
new
bro?
Puffco, but better?
Oh, we don't say that name here on the show.
Look at the Dabco? Sheesh.
It's called a Dabex Go.
Okay.
Bro, that
Dabx
shit
Go.
is a little chugger.
Yeah, it works.
Oh my gosh, I bet that one you could throw some globs in there, Jesus.
Yeah, well,
Bro.
that's the key to that. You can
Bro.
put extra stuff. Extra
You ready for a rip?
I don't know. We'll
Oh,
see.
here we go again.
I got the lab coat on.
Hey, I'm here for the International Wook
Watch
Convention.
what he does. The bottom button turns it off if you don't want it to run, and the top button is the carb.
Don't confuse them. Oh yeah, the carb is the most important part. That's the
carb is
part people. Yeah.
I like to tap it, turn it off, and then I carb it.
I mean that in a very good way.
Yeah.
And you look
Like that.
red.
I go red. I go hot.
When you want to taste it, I'll give you one on mine.
I like that.
I'm just going straight to the dome. Once it stops flashing,
It just beeped on me.
Okay, there you go. We're good to
And
go.
so, how did the two of you first connect?
Don't even hit the button.
Oh yeah, so I was saying,
There you
so
go.
we met in Arcata. I got invited to. Yo, that's all I'm saying. That shit real.
Mic check. You killed him.
Yo.
Smooth.
Oh, he's going for the water. I can tell.
I need more.
Push the carb. There you go.
I'm feeling fucking zooted.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love that.
Right,
Fucking
dude.
sick. Y'all team is tough.
All right.
Yo, so we met at Arcata.
DabXgo.com.
You know what I'm saying?
No,
That's just slaps.
dabx.com.
That's just slaps.
Dabx.
So we met in Arcata. I got invited to talk at this event that they were throwing up there, and Arcata had just decriminalized psychedelics, or plant medicine, fungal medicine.
Arcada's a good spot. Arcada.
Animal medicine.
Come on now.
Yeah, I mean, I think you could do like bufo.
a lot of history
but
up
I'm
there.
not sure. Be careful with that. Be
Animal
careful with the
medicine.
sacred stuff.
What's that?
Well, we saw a company today that was a little interesting on the animals, but we won't go
Yeah,
there.
you gotta be careful with the sacred stuff,
the black
bro.
box.
I mean, you heard it in the last conversation. You gotta be careful.
I
with
hear
that.
none of
You
that.
see the
But,
black?
like,
You see
but,
that
in,
booth
but in
there?
Arcata they decrimmed, so we were educating people about
nice.
it. That's where we met.
It was an animal testing one, and it was very weird because it was
Oh,
like
jeez.
their booth was so fucking dope. Like you walked up to it, you're like, "This is like an apple."
Well, like with like
a
for
eight-
testing psychedelics.
Yeah.
It was for testing on animals,
Bro,
But it was just
what?
weird because it was such a like you were like, what is it? What you got going on here? You know, look at the thing. It was like the rodent will run freely in the box.
Well,
And
I
like,
mean, like,
okay, that's
it's like
starting on a weird note right there. You know what I mean? And then you're
Animal
like, and
testing
then I
is
was
like a
looking, and there was like
very
these
serious
little.
part of-
I was at the Mushroom Summit. That's what I was gonna say. I was at the Mushroom Summit, and like for like all like if you want to get your products really all the way regulated into the market proper, like the right
You
way.
have to do animal tests.
Yeah, there's like a part where you have to like test it with like a mouse or some shit.
So I literally did that for a year. Like, I just spent a year of my life doing cancer research, and what that entails is like getting the data of animal testing trials. And yeah, it seems fucked up in my opinion.
Well, especially when there's thousands of willing participants. Like, hey, I'll just give me some mushrooms. I'll check it out and tell you what's going on. You know what I mean? It's like you don't need a mouse.
Yo,
right?
was that like Mousetopia like
Literally
experiment or whatever? Like,
yeah.
We're
like
testing
wherever,
a
like-
clinical trial on a cannabis compound that is 1,000 times more potent than THC.
Scooby
Yeah, sign me up.
Interesting.
I don't
Scooby
know.
Dooby. Have y'all ever heard of the like the Mouse Hotel or the like Mouse Paradise experiment?
Oh yeah, where
Yeah,
they definitely went wrong. It shows you where we're at in this world.
Bro,
too.
yeah, it's wild.
Wait, it's like what Jack wrote about when they killed the monkey.
They
And
made like
fed
the
him all
perfect. It was like the
smoke.
perfect mouse experience, right? Like they had everything. They had it all.
I can't recall it, man. I just know the moral of the story is.
Oh, it got bad. It got really bad. It got like what was that? What was that? One with all the kids on the island.
Oh God!
Lord of the Flies.
Lord of the Flies. It kind of went Lord of the Flies, but in a mouse world.
I think there was one with like
There's a lot of cannibalism and a lot of other weird shit going on. Yeah, it was like it got really.
I think there was one where there was like giving them like coke. I think the one I was thinking was like giving them a option between cocaine or like free ranging.
Uh-huh.
They all picked cocaine.
I can't remember, man.
Yeah, no, I think you're correct. I think you're correct.
Yeah.
My family's from Colombia. They picked the cocaine.
Oh, there you go.
Because it's about teamwork.
So, how long have you been up? You said you're in Oakland now, or?
Yeah. So.
That's another hub right there. That's definitely a lot of experimenting going on. That's like the ultimate. That's the ultimate.
That's why I'm out there, man. It's
spot.
like the organizing capital of America, and so America's split up into all these different cities. People go to Hollywood for show business. People go to DC for the politics, but Oakland is where people organize. The Bay Area is where
it's
people
always
organize.
been. It's always been the uprising
Exactly.
spot. Yeah.
The spot for
It's
educational
so-
movements, for political movements, for people, all the stuff. And so that's one of the main reasons why I lived out there. And also to do cannabis shit. Like, bro, I'm from Wisconsin. Like, you could get locked up for silly shit. California, I can walk down the street and smoke a blunt. That's amazing, right?
Wearing a mushroom hat.
I don't do that shit very often. This is crazy. But it's fun. Let it roam, right?
No, of course.
Yeah.
But
You remember? What was his name?
I love that it
Hempy.
fits over the head.
Remember the guy who used to wear?
Yes, dude.
Always had the Hempy something. He called himself. The guy with the big weed leaf head thing. He was at all the events back in the day.
We're talking about
We got
Todd?
one of those in
No,
Pennsylvania at
I'm
our
talking
weed
about-
weed
Yeah.
festivals and shit. We got like a weed mascot.
No, there was one
Wasn't it
guy.
Mark?
No.
Oh. You wear the big...
Henry Hemp. You remember Henry Hemp? You don't remember
No.
him? Come on, dude. That guy
Oh,
was
check this out
That guy was a
Bro.
legend.
Oh, look at that.
What
That's
is
what I'm
that?
saying.
There
I
you
just
go.
I threw some cordyceps in the water because we were talking about
Oh,
extraction.
That's
Yeah,
so
yeah.
tight. Yeah, that's.
We done
Just a
gone
different
extracted over here.
Absolutely.
Science, man.
We did it.
Science.
We did it,
let me-
guys.
let me
You
tell
seen this
about
stuff?
the- What is this?
This is the
Is that
cordyceps
the-
concentrate.
Yeah, it's
That is
concentrated in.
fascinating, yo.
It's got a fake plastic razor in there too, man.
Are we taking cordyceps?
It's an airport safe razor.
I'm sure you probably
Can you
could.
dab that?
At this point I wouldn't recommend it.
Chaz, you're bold.
Mark says no.
It's a bold Chaz.
There's a couple people that like I know that
It's like remember when everybody started smoking
this is better than
mushrooms and you're like, what are you
Tide
doing? Like,
well,
why
I
are
mean,
you-
people smoke
They're-
Amanita and like lion's mane and stuff like that.
That's the thing, man.
Say I've heard of people
I've
smoking
smoked
Amanita.
psilocybin.
I
I'm
smoked
not
some
even gonna
Amanita
lie.
last night.
I put some mushrooms in a blunt before.
I smoked Amanita last night with the Amanita Dreamer ceremony. That was last night, right? That was 2 nights ago. Yo, this whole
that
week
is
is just
such
like
a smell.
boom.
Whoa.
So, do any of you guys play the game called Skyrim?
Yo, I love Skyrim.
Do you know that there is a whole mushroom village in Solstein called Telmithrin?
Bro, you're
And
bringing me back,
every
bro.
house, everything is they grow the houses out of
Bro, you're
mushrooms.
bringing me
you
back,
meet
bro.
a mycologist there.
Bro.
Yeah.
I love
they
the
brought it
Bethesda
back.
games.
It's
I
the
played that
25th
and Fallout,
anniversary.
too. I played Skyrim in Fallout. I also played the Obsidian Jones. Yo, I grew up playing video games and being in the cities. I got into the herbal, earthy vibes when I was like, found the music and the marijuana. You know what I'm saying? I was a good old Catholic boy for a minute. You know what I'm saying?
Just a little minute. Just a minute.
Just a minute.
So, what did you think of this Dab X?
I want to take another dad. That was amazing.
See?
Let's get your
So
That was a
we're
really
just
cool
going to
tool.
go straight into
about
their
it?
ad.
No, seriously. And I like the design. I like that there's innovation here because it's the only way to keep this shit spicy. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
this
coming
is
up
all
with new
magnetic,
ways.
everything kind of.
This is cool. Like I've never seen anything like this.
You like engineer shit probably. So this
Oh,
is that's the carburetor. I mean, just the amount of work going into just the carb. You're like, fuck, this guy really
Bro.
thought about it. It's like, you know, he's a race car
That shit's lit.
dude. Like you can tell, he built
He's a
this
race car dude?
He built drag race
He builds
cars.
drag racers,
And he
stuff.
drove them.
So
That's lit.
so it's all CAD shit. You know what I mean? He just
Yeah,
looks
yeah.
at this and goes like, okay,
How could I make this cool? How could I make it so it circulates around? And then I bet, like on some real shit, if you were to clean this, I don't know how it would work, but this looks all mechanical to
You
me.
could just drop it a whole thing into alcohol and it just cleans it up. Huh?
Put this in the freezer.
Mm-hmm.
Let this get cold. Put this here. The first point of contact is going to be straight out of here into that, cooling down your dab. Immediately
Listen to him
goes
over
around.
engineer.
Like I'm saying, I don't know. I bet
yeah.
because I've done that with my bongs where I'll just throw them in the freezer to hit a cold dab or something.
I just put
you know?
this. What I do is when I'm charging that, I put that in the fridge and then I come out and it's my first couple.
whole thing.
Yo,
yeah.
do you remember them? I
Chris,
mean,
are you
I
listening
have
to
an old
this?
school roar. I have I got a roar from like.
Wait,
from
they're
like,
going to come on the show.
Yo, I got I have a limited
Oh, yeah.
edition roar from like 2000, like 10, 9, something like this. It's a Knight Rider kit, beaker bottom, fire, and it has an ice catch in that bitch. And we used to fill that bitch with ice. That shit was funny.
People know Roar just like they know graphics. I'm like, of course.
Yo, I
that
got
should
Roar
come
when
on
it
the
was
show,
like
so I
real
wrote to them
Roar
and they
before they
come
was
on.
really like faking that shit. Like it was like.
Well, no,
it
he
was
was
really
he was
from
he was
Germany.
very about it too. It's so funny because I had a bong line that he named for he named it because I showed it to him and he was like, you and your snobby things. And I was like, there you go, that's the
There it
name right
is.
there, snobs. That's what we called it because it was just like he was very German about it and very it has to be like once he saw multi-perks and we were getting too outrageous, you know what I mean? He was like,
Racist here with the
He said, "What's
anti-German.
percolating?"
Germans are very, very specific people. Like
What's
I love that
percolating?
about them.
Yo, no, like
That's
when I went to
my clip,
international
Vinny.
schools when I was younger, like I got the opportunity to go to some international schools when I was younger. And when you go there, people are just very open. Like, yeah, where I come from, people are like this. Like, where like
Straight up,
people
I'm
from there are
Milwaukee.
like
That's
that.
a super German city, man. Like you could just tell. Like you knew who was Polish, you knew who was Italian, you knew who was German.
Oh,
It's
I
just
turned
what it
my
is.
water into Cordyceps water. I'll drink that though. Let's run it up.
Culture's cool, man.
Just tripping balls.
Yo,
Just
I've
done
been-
it a lot.
I've been off the
Uh-oh.
Cordies.
Other door. So let's just do Dab
need
X.
another door sign maybe would help. That would help.
Let's
people
throw
don't-
Dab X in here
It's a
right now.
test.
So you guys go
I
to
have a
W.
notebook.
No,
It's a
total
don't say the
test.
W's, Dave, because you sound old. Go to dabx.com.
Oh, is he whistling? You whistling?
No, I was going to use the W. Holy shit. Holy fucking shit. Look who's here. I don't know if we're supposed to say his name on.
They're growing like mushrooms, right?
I'm like mushrooms. So, shout out to Max. So, dabx.com, done deal at checkout, 20% off. It brings down to $240 plus tax. They ship it for free. It is, simply put, the most amazing electronic dab rig on the market right now. Who knows what'll come out in the future, but for now, this is the
lowered the
shit.
temp
I
for
can't
you.
wait to see what version 2 is going to look like with these guys. Look, he's a scientist and he likes it, man. He's in a fucking lab coat. Ignore the
Yo, is that like
mushroom
a
ad.
mobile version or something?
So this is called the Dab
Well,
Edge
I mean, it's
Rocket.
already mobile, but like
That's a conversion.
It looks like a
piece.
tinier version.
That's like
We
a
have
conversion
one
on
here.
any
Use your favorite rig.
So if you already have a rig with,
Oh,
you just
shit.
drop that in, and then you don't have to.
That's a
into a
vibe.
Dab
That's a
X.
vibe. I like that.
Yeah.
I like to have like,
Way
cause like
back.
when I'm at work and shit like that, you know what I mean. I like to have like a fast, you know what I mean, rip.
Well, this is a discreet way to take a dab anywhere. That's the Rocket. This is the Go.
Especially when you're like traveling and you're in hotels and stuff, it's like you can't like because back in the day I think how
perfect.
crazy we were smoking big just fucking giant joints in the room and like not giving a fucking like that stuff just lingered for like a week right after. It was like now it's like you do a dab right at checkout.
I was at the
It's like
organic
I'll be
cup-
out there in a
Yo.
minute. You know what I mean?
He's the one who put me on to this, like traveling and having a piece. What does that look like?
I was at the organic. Yo, that's a whole topic. But I was at the
Traveling
organic
with
cup
a
in Michigan.
prepared.
And
Oh yeah, you gotta be like a Boy Scout.
and we
Eagle
were
Scout
we
over
were
here.
testing herb, right? And like we brought some of the herb back to the hotel, and I wasn't like like burning in the hotel.
Just having it there and the smell.
Yo, it was loud, and I'm always just like off habit putting the fucking plastic on the fucking little fire. You know what I'm
course,
saying?
it's the first thing
so,
you
like,
do.
Knock, knock, like the little like lady comes in, and the little like maid lady comes up.
And you
she
forgot
was,
to
like,
take
asked
it off.
something. I forgot to take off. She saw it, and she was like, "You're not allowed to do that." And she like leaves.
Oh, I hate that.
And like me and my homies are leaving, and the manager comes up. She's like, "Boys, were you smoking weed in the?" And I was like, "Yo, we have a lot of weed, but like we ain't smoking weed in there." Like she was just
Worst excuse ever.
What's
I would have been like, yeah, right, motherfucker.
There's weed in the state.
what state was that in?
In Michigan, it was like a fucking weed competition going on.
We
Hella
went
weed
to
was
New
there.
York. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
We got to the room.
Yeah.
It's pre-shower capped.
Yeah, I was like, nice.
They said burn one, son.
I was like, oh, we
It
don't even
was
have to do that.
pre-shower capped. We're sitting there and didn't even realize it.
The shower cap.
And it's, I'm like, I look up.
I
and
always use the
holy
little
shit.
like ice
Tuckers
bag
are
from the
covered
little like.
Yeah, that's what you're getting at.
Bioeconomics.com.
Shower caps are hard to come by.
But they got
these
the
days.
little elastic you don't. But yeah, that is like not something that is like in everyone. But they usually got that little ice, that little like.
Yeah, that's the first. Well, the thing is,
Ice
that
cup.
when you ask for a shower cap, I'm 100%
Oh,
sure
look,
they
he's
know what
writing
you're.
down all our advertisers right now. Keep Build
Yeah,
the Soil
exactly.
up there.
Yes.
BuildTheSoil.com, 855-877-SOIL. You get 10%
You know these
off.
guys, right?
I'm,
If you don't, you should definitely
man,
get in touch.
What do
I think so.
Yo,
I
let's
don't
get in. Let's get it.
Yeah, these guys are supplying the
Wait,
best.
where are they based out of?
Here in Colorado, in Montrose.
Montrose.
But they have, if you look at their list of products, it's just like off the chart. Like they're not fucking
Who
around.
runs that shit?
Jeremy. But Miles is there. Like Miles lives
yeah, I'm
like
pretty sure I
down the
know
road. So Miles, they sell. There's
that's my homie,
your homie right there.
That's the homie.
Fermented
Yo,
plant extracts
Some
from
like
Miles.
low key story energy. Like back in the day in North Carolina, I ended up like living at his parents' crib on the side of a mountain for a minute. Like
Nice.
It was some energy.
I was gonna say, yeah, he's definitely from the same spot.
I didn't. Mark lived with them too, right? In a crib on the side of a mountain.
No, Mark did
No,
not.
he didn't.
Nah, but like the whole family got good energy.
No.
855-877-SOIL. You cannot go online and enter Done Deal. You can go online, find the products you want. But when you want to order it, you got to call them. You got to mention you heard about it on the show.
That's lit.
Your medical patient in Colorado Springs, you go to greenfarmsmed.com. They are crushing it. He is taken just a new direction. He is stocking his shelves with all of the best brands in Colorado. You even have that turbo core hash stick. So you roll the joint and you stick you stick the
Slide
thing
his
right
hash
up.
It's like a toothpick. It's like a
Right in
hash
there.
toothpick, and it just slides in
Max is looking at me.
after the fact.
It's for real product, Max.
Yeah, instead of rolling
That's
it in.
OG Max right there, okay? They're basically the brains behind Incredibles edibles, like
The brains.
15 years ago. No, he did it all by himself.
I feel like
greenfarmsmed.com. You got to be medical
Don't
patient.
tell Derek that.
D Money doesn't listen to the show.
Oh, and if he did, this will be the one he does. This will be the one.
You got to be a medical patient. So Green Bros with a Z.com. Look, apothecary extracts will not even take your flower or trim if it has been put in somebody else's post-harvest machine. they only will take it if it came from Green Bros. So you enter Dunn Deal at checkout, big ticket items.
Pull up the freaking joint thing. It's for just for you. This is for you. We'll pull this up.
Yeah, 5% off.
You'll
these
be
big
like,
ticket items.
okay, I like these guys.
It's
called the
most-
Holy Roller,
Yeah.
and it is badass, dude. like
You ready for this? It rolls 14,000 joints a minute.
No, it does not.
This is how it's made shit. I love it.
But it's fucking proper. Yeah,
That is all the way legitimate.
Yeah, they take it to the next level. So pretty much they can engineer anything you need if you're in any medium. It doesn't have to be cannabis.
Is that like an awning? So if you're doing it outside, you can't get rained on?
But yeah,
What
somebody
the hell is
thinks
that?
about this shit, right?
It's a 3D printed joint.
Here comes the
Soon,
herb.
soon.
Wait, where's the herb shoot? Does it show that?
It's a family show now. Stop talking about the herb shoot.
Money shot.
Oh, hey. So the harvest
Plops 'em
bucket
out.
is equivalent to like 4 of your friends that you invite over
that
to
is
harvest.
Another genius thing because it's a drill, and it's like on top of a Homer bucket. It's just like basically like having those.
Wait, do you put an electric drill on that?
That's
John?
it.
Yeah, and then powers it so you don't have to.
And then your herb flips around in here.
It cuts it really gentle.
That's
It's really
nice.
the way that so you see. There's no real blades. It's just.
Nah,
those
I've
two.
seen some crazy fucking setups, bro. This looks.
Yeah, well,
proper.
you can see by the design that these guys definitely take it.
Listen, this has been
seriously.
derived-
and it's all clean. You know, you can clean that shit. Like everything is stainless. That's what I
Bro,
love.
that looks fine.
Lab grade.
Well, it's been
Yo, that
derived.
shit looks like
levels too.
Because you have friends like Adam who trick you. They use terms like harvest party and trim party.
Oh yeah, come on
and
over.
It is never a party.
No, it's like
ever. It's
you lock the door.
fucking
You lock the
work.
door behind them, and
old
no
enough
one's
to know.
leaving here until this is finished.
Yeah.
We're all
You
old
get
enough
down.
to know.
It's not like that at all.
People seen them trim rooms. We know what it's like.
It's Auschwitz, basically.
Green
yes.
Bros.
It's-
Hey,
it-
greenbros.com with a Z.
Hey, hit it.
So apothecary, right?
Yo, I think they got those in. Wait, no.
in
Oklahoma.
Is that a? Do they have a dispensary?
In Oklahoma, they got.
Yeah, no, they have a dispensary.
Concentrate
Yeah.
focused dispensary.
Okay,
take a sip.
lit.
So apothecary extracts, the leader. Yeah, wait, no, Mark, go.
Oh yeah, you're the.
Yeah, if you like concentrates, you're gonna go to apothecary. Sorry, you took it away, man, and I just let you go.
I just read
Oh,
the ad.
we missed you last time when you weren't here, and
That's great.
we had to
Yeah,
do
so
it. It
if
was
you
really
like-
bad.
If you
So-
concentrates and you're in Colorado or Oklahoma, you're gonna go here. Get the Dunn Deal.
Yeah.
It's a gram
There's still
of,
rosin in there.
I think there's
It's a
probably
gram for
still
25,
got something
and
in
I
it,
think
but
in the
let's see.
infused joint.
Is it loaded so?
That's the only problem with these things is they're so efficient that you're like, I gotta take some. It's like,
keep hitting the
and no one's
dabs.
listening to me.
yeah,
so
we gotta takes a little work to
go
get
to
through.
apothecaryfarms.com.
That's like how it's just.
Oh, Dave,
Snowboarding.
hey, Ozo Coffee,
No,
go for it.
wind, no wind, you
Put
know.
up with it.
So this was
Oh, shit.
our most redeemed Dunn Deal code in the history of Dunn Deals. Over 600 times last year. So go to ozocoffee.com, Dunn Deal at checkout, 20%. No, Dunn Deal 23 at checkout. They changed it just to track. And 20% off your order.
Keeps it going.
Tropicana.
14erboulder.com.
Is that the rolls that we use, the paper we use?
Oh, that's those ones. Yeah, those
Yeah,
are-
and this rosin. Take a look at that.
Oh, what's up with it? Is it in here?
It
Yeah,
is.
16-year-old me would be so proud.
right.
Hey, how about it, dude? Yeah, I used to watch this shit on the internet.
Yeah, I mean,
If you go to 14erboulder.com, you can place a pre-order, or you can just walk in and shop. Pre-orders will be processed in 5 minutes or less. You walk in, bingity bangity boongity, and you walk out.
Which one you want to try? You want to try the rosin?
Amazing flower right now. The truth is on the shelf.
This
They
is
have a
fine.
new
These guys
strain
kill
called
us.
Dreadneck. DJC is always a great choice. The guy on the can's fucking good looking.
Some good presses on 4 gram buckets here.
Whoa.
They do.
Yeah.
That's
And
nice. I like that.
a single gram
Did
of
you show
rosin.
you something too?
yeah, I just Colorado.
That's
always
under $30
shows
out the
up.
door.
For real?
Yeah.
Every time I come here,
Bro, yo, Colorado got good prices. Like anywhere, best prices in the country, I think.
For this rosin,
for quality.
under $30
for quality, yeah.
Yeah, like what are we
Yeah.
talking about? Like it's
Well, they've just
expensive to
been
go
doing
out
it
the
for so
door in a
long, you know what I
dispensary
mean? There's so
in
many
Cali.
people been doing this for so
Vegas is
long.
pretty pricey too, I'd say.
I never been in Nevada.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I'd say if you're doing
What?
So 14 or
Well, we also
bolder.
got the we're up. We got the altitude, bro.
Yeah.
It's like that. That's That's,
Yeah, I mean the
that's
mountains that they come from. You know what I mean?
High altitude,
That's high
low
up.
prices.
Oh, look at you over here.
14
Is that their tagline? No, you're just making that up. I like that. That's good. You're hired.
Okay.
You're
I used
hired.
to work in the cannabis industry back in
Those flowers of
California.
fire.
Yeah.
And like all my
It's the
friends,
shit.
whoever came from California, always talk about 14ers. Like, but the cans and popping them open, like
Really? Oh,
people
that's interesting.
talk about that shit
There you
across
go.
the country.
Look at
Straight
that.
up.
Yeah.
And that brand specifically, like
Look at that shit.
on some real
They're
shit.
smoking my face outside of Colorado. Get the fuck out of here.
Never. No, of course though, like straight up. It's like serious.
We should go. This is when you go back and you pull up the DJC can because they haven't seen it.
I know exactly,
Yeah,
but
double tap, you know.
like we already moved on.
Double tap and then
PegasusBags.com.
yeah.
Fucker.
I'm surprised that they weren't there.
No, because they charged too much. But the interesting thing was, I spoke to 8 different
that's what's up.
companies and gave them Garrett's information because they all probably didn't even realize. But they're buying bags from Pegasus Bags, but they're being sold through 2 middlemen before it gets to them. So I'm like, just go to the source. He produces more
Yeah, I like
bags than
those
anybody in
Jones.
the country. If our buddy, who is, I won't mention his name, who cultivates mushrooms at a grand commercial level, he uses them. So you go to PegasusBags.com.
Kip got some sales for us on the East Coast with these guys.
Out here,
Yeah.
bro, what we talk about. But like, I love them
This is
sticky.
awesome.
If you scroll back up,
Done deal at checkout. You get 10% off
I
your
love
order.
them injection port Jones.
Yeah.
Those make life real easy for me.
Front of the neck here somewhere. A little ejection port.
Yeah, yo, it's got Arnold Schwarzenegger. That guy just wrote a book or something.
He's on all over Netflix right now. PegasusBags.com. They are the future of fungi. And in regards to manufacturing of mushrooms.
Oh no, he also does. He does the
MycoSymbiotics,
plastic-eating
that's
fungi,
right.
is what he's doing.
Yep.
Pasteliopsis.
Yeah, this guy. He's
Buy
pushing
10
shit.
bags, buy
And
10,000.
he's a great guy too. He is
a done deal.
He's all about furthering the industry, so he lobbies different government organizations. So if you are working in a state that is trying to legalize psilocybin, please reach out to Garrett at Pegasus Bags because he will help.
Energy.
Oh, he'll be there. He'll be there.
If you grow cannabis,
If you don't have a holy roller from Green Bros already,
in Florida, if you don't have a holy roller from Green Bros,
Yeah.
you want to reach out to Bangers because what Bangers does is all they do are make pre-rolls. They don't grow flower; they process your flower into pre-rolls.
all
Their
Cali.
technology is amazing.
It's your homies.
So
Cali
bangers.com with an S.
Yeah, where's the
BangersCanada.com.
top so I can stop disgracing this?
this one.
Yeah, there we go. That sounds
Hortitech
amazing.
Direct. Go to hortitechdirect.com.
No,
Take a look at their greenhouses. They're
That's
all
right.
over the socials. You
I
get
hear shit dries out quick.
5% off your
crazy.
order. Look at the greenhouse right there is $40,000.
I like that name.
5% off. What is that, Odie?
What's that?
The white truffle.
No, that's
fucking
not
truffle.
what it is. It's 5% off. It's like something. My math isn't working out very well. I'm a poker
course you
player.
like truffles.
I'm not
Come
helping
on.
myself get to $10,000.
I've been flipping truffles since back in the day. We have freeze-dried truffles in the whip.
HortitechDirect.com. Done deal at checkout or speak
Another
to your
great
sales
sponsor
rep.
right here.
Say you heard about it on the Adam Dunn Show. 5% off your order.
Yo tip.
Possibly the best new product that I have
like this
seen
shit.
since Vegas. Yeah, see?
Tomas, did you get one of these yo tips?
Yeah, bro. What this throws me back? This throws me back. This reminds me of a black amount. Like,
So you go to yotip.com.
And the key, I mean, from when you're out in like a conference situation and there's 10 different people and you're swapping,
you gotta.
flipping, you
Yeah,
you just
you
came off a flight from who knows where, you know
I
what I mean?
like
So
this.
from a hygienic point of view, it's huge. But then actually when you hit on it, you're like, dude, it tastes good.
I mean, the Rasta.
It's got good mouthfeel to it too, where you bite on it. You know, like certain people do the glass tips, and the glass tips are cool, but the problem is they're a little hard on your teeth. So if you're like, it doesn't feel so nice.
bro.
you know?
That's
wood
nice.
tip all day. Like,
It's on a birch, bro. On a birch.
Yo
you know what I'm
tip
saying?
all day. They're
That
gonna
shouts
use
out
that
my
one.
There you go.
MycoSymbiotics.
They're watching, and they're
yo tip all
listening.
day. Yo tip all
Jesse,
day.
Elliot,
Last week it was
Dave.
Terps, not herps. That was the last
They're
tagline.
using
So
that, by the way.
I know. I heard.
I like that
I
one.
liked it.
So you go to yotip.com, enter Done Deal at checkout. You get 10% off your order. However, if you live in a medical state and you shop at a medical dispensary, send their information to the guys at YoTips. Send it to us at dundeal@adamdunnshow.com. We'd like to get them the product because really, you're a medical dispensary and you're selling pre-rolls. This product should go hand in hand. I believe it has a $5 price point, so they're not going to not buy any cannabis for it. They're going to use their change from their cannabis purchase for this product. So let's get them on the shelves of every medical dispensary.
And it's one of those things that
like
it's
that.
funny because people they realize after a while like, oh, that shit actually is really fucking good.
I'm gonna get some.
But everybody we
We're gonna
talk
hook you
to,
up. We'll hook you up.
just
I like this a lot.
you take for granted, right? You
Which
go to
one?
a conference, you think you're going to come back sick. It doesn't happen anymore.
We actually had a situation where we were both sitting on each side of somebody who had COVID. We didn't know it, and then they told us the next day, and then we both were like,
for chilling.
"We didn't fucking get it. We
Oh,
didn't."
'cause of the YoTip?
Yeah, it was on the first. It was like
we
the
didn't get it.
No, you're right. You're right.
No,
It's
but
all
I'm
because of the
saying,
YoTip. Yes.
It really is. It's these little vectors of contamination, and it's just like growing mushrooms.
You brought a scientist. That's what I'm telling you.
I'm telling you, dude, it's like you got to know where these things happen.
We said vectors of contamination.
Yo,
Exactly.
That's
There's
important shit.
points. There's
Yeah.
like a
Brother.
very specific point at which that contamination is going to
we're
occur.
system scientists at the.
If we're past
Even
the
with-
you have
even
your
with-
own
even-
tip.
same with-
YoTip. That's
good.
next level thinking.
There you go.
Right.
Cultured.
There we are. So
Carbon-based
nutrient line based out of here in Colorado. This amazing line of newts. Not only it's all plant derived, and it's carbon based, and it's 100% water soluble, micronized. It's super dope shit. Like it's like next level.
Super dope.
It's next
shit.
level. It's next level. And we have Tim on the show a lot. You would love Tim. You would love Tim. He's very smart. He's like
He runs this job.
yeah, and he's putting out some amazing lines of products. So pretty much there's some liquids, but a lot of it's powdered, and it's funny to see how all the different companies are now sort of like they're all gravitating to like they're all seeing like, oh shit, that's kind of the way it should be, you know what I mean? Just because you're shipping water, right? So you don't want to ship water around the world and pay, especially when shipping rates went crazy. Everybody started figuring it out like, wait a minute, so we could take this.
So we don't have to sell laundry soap as like this really bulky thing that takes up shelf space to
Right.
My
maintain
laundry soap is a
capitalism,
little
right?
piece of paper that I throw in.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
That's the way. That's the way, and we're moving towards more sustainable things.
Culturedbiologics.com.
These are those.
Done deal at checkout.
That's right.
Yeah, powders are smart, man.
And we got this is what we
This
just
is
tried.
the coolest thing in the world is that he just did the ad for us because when he took a dab of the Dab Logic, it was,
that shit was smart.
you could just go rewind the tape. And turn it over to his
That's the
face.
ad. That's the ad right there.
You know that's it.
No, they kept-
It's superior rosin, right? I mean, and it commands a superior price point, but it's well worth it.
But
It's
that's
yeah,
what you're paying for. You're paying for the cleanest shit you can smoke.
really, and that's what it is.
rosin
It's the
is.
cleanest shit. Like if you listen to this guy's SOPs, it's like holy fuck, dude, you're taking it next level. Like
But you can soften the hit by
you're taking
getting a
out
deal
the
on it, right?
sprayer to
10%.
wash the sprayer before you ever touches the thing. You know, it's just like things you don't think about. Like the little, oh really? You're cleaning that little.
It's garbage in, garbage out. But if you put quality in, you get quality out.
So here's how it is: if you're
That's a
going to be
pretty simple
buying-
formula, right?
If you're going to be buying their rosin, you're going to be buying anything from there, just think about it ahead of time and go on their website. You place a pre-order.
lit.
That's the only way you get the done deal.
Thinking about it.
I think it's 15% off.
Really?
You'll have to check. Go on there. It's for the Boulder store. Enter Done Deal at checkout.
It's whatever you
Place
it's
a
whatever you
pre-order.
make it. Just
Take a look. I think it.
This
I
is
think
not
it
the
might,
discount you're looking
it's
for.
10 or 50. It's a discount.
yes.
All right. VerdiNatural.com.
Boom, 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 boom. Oh, another thing.
Terpwipes.com.
Talk about those.
I love those
Talking
things,
about
man.
talking about vectors. Here's your
This is
vector.
the shit.
No, I'm
Vector
saying.
stopper right there. Boom.
Literally, like this is what we were just talking
And it's
about.
ethyl-
the
it's
psychedelic
ethyl alcohol.
concept
Ethyl alcohol
is
based.
harm reduction, and it's
Yeah.
the little things like this that like we
Ethyl
can
alcohol too.
we can talk about.
Yep.
Terpwipes.com
You
/
know.
Done Deal.
You know, very simple. It's the only way to get it.
I love.
Get a subscription.
It's the thing you don't need to know you need.
Bio365. If you're a commercial grower, reach out to them. You reach out to Tim
herbs not
at
herbs not herbs.
bio365.com, and he will arrange to have a pallet of whatever medium you are growing in. So you'll have your soil scientists speak to theirs. They will tailor the mix so that you don't have to interrupt the flow of your grow. They will give you what you have. It's just going to be a little bit better. So bio365.com. Mention that you heard about them on the Dunn show.
It's loaded up right now.
Yeah, it's the shit.
Yeah.
I think right now it's got this.
Yeah, we started making some biochar.
Now this is the shit right here. Okay.
Oh.
Numbnutsco.com.
Can't go wrong with peanut butter THC, right?
You get.
Can't go wrong.
See, I'm totally blanking. This is our friend's company.
Is it? You get that around here?
You can get it online.
Yeah, if you go, they have
Online?
Yeah.
not the THC part.
Yeah.
No, the CBD part you can do online. The THC you got to get at a dispensary.
Medical patients can get their THC. You
The
can
peanut butter
use their
part, or
Find
just in
My
general,
Nuts.
just life, just life.
Yes.
Yeah, he's like, I love this. And
I really do, but no, just that you get to shout out your homies. Like these are people that support what you're doing too. And
right.
And he pays in peanut butter. Don't you worry.
Yeah, we get paid in peanut butter.
Oh god, dude, I love peanut butter. My lady makes some good.
Like I feel like I'm learning.
Oh, Adam's listening. So you see, I don't have any peanut butter right now. So we need
I
to
know
meet
we're
up.
all
We need some
sad.
peanut
We're all
butter.
sad with peanut butter faces. Sad peanut butter faces. around
Numbnutsco.com.
here.
Done deal at checkout.
They have the dog. They have a dog one too, like or pets.
But that
Could be a
almond
cat,
butter,
I guess.
cinnamon.
Cat. I don't know about cat.
This is cinnamon almond butter is the shit.
It is the shit. Numbnutsco.com.
Oh, that cinnamon almond butter. Yes, that is really good. Very unique.
So this is their other company, Breckenridge Organic Therapy. It's going to be a fantastic dispensary in Breckenridge. We don't have a done deal there yet, but you're going to just trust us. The deal is we're telling you about them. So if you don't know about them already, you go online to BreckenridgeOrganicTherapy.com, or I think it's like BO. They have an abbreviation one.
Fizzle
And check them out. They're real cannabis people
Made it
who
through the
own a
show
dispensary,
almost, though, made it
and they
almost.
really take pride in what they do.
I was ripping.
What's that other rosin over there?
Seeds here now.
Which one?
The Dab Logic or the 14er?
This. Oh, the 14.
This is the 14er. So
Logic,
seedsherenow.com.
there's a little bit left. You can take that one.
Thank you, James Bean. For those of you who paid attention last week for Adam's birthday, was it last week?
I think so.
Yeah, last week for Adam's birthday, he had a 30% off
Happy birthday.
sale.
Thank you.
It was like, or 40. It was a lot. He did a big percent. It was a
Should have been
quadruple
54% if he was really like honoring
Ba-dum,
the
bum.
birthday. It would have been dope, but not.
So this is what you want to get in on, the Seed of the Month Club, okay? And they'll just send you the best of the best, or he'll send you some rando. But you know what? It'll be
And
something
it's
you'll
going to be
enjoy.
like one of those I Love Lucy episodes where the seeds keep coming and you're not popping them, and they just keep coming, and you're like, oh man, I should probably pop these one day, and then oh shit, more came another month. Oh, probably should pop. Yeah, I can already see it.
I got it.
I can already see it because that's the problem. Most of those collector types are doing that. You're like collecting. You're like, no, you got to grow that shit. Gotta get it in the ground.
We need to devote a show to that and have on a collector and a grower and have them, because they each are valid in what they're doing it for, and they so. But I'd really like to hear what their reasonings are. So
Well, I mean, the
seedsherenow.com.
beauty of seeds is that the shit's all trapped in there, and we can get back to it whenever we need to.
Right.
It's just cataloged.
It's like TNA.
It's like it's just
nature.
it's cataloged,
They're waiting for somebody to go. Does anybody have that bubble gum from '93?
I saw.
No, but can you imagine if there's a seed bank for fucking weed that's like?
It's. I mean, well,
locked down?
I saw what's his name, Toad. He's Boneyard Seeds. He was had some crazy. He had like 1964 seeds, 1972.
Wait, like from that time?
Yeah, he has them. Like,
were they still viable?
He's trying to crack them right now, so I'm curious to see. But like 1964 is like way like a pre.
Like,
that's before
it's
anybody's
about how you
thinking.
Store it. Yeah. people
Well,
put,
here's what
like,
we got
shoebox
access
and
to
stuff
now. I
like
just
that.
had this.
He's on it though. He's doing gibberellic acid, and he's trying.
live.
He's trying to do it properly. So we'll see.
Well, we have access.
Fuck
We're
around
gonna
and
get a
find out.
bag.
That's all it is, man.
We're gonna get a bag of 500.
And it seems
seeds.
old, but it's not that old when you start looking at seeds, because seeds go fucking. They're dormant for a long
So
time.
just one tap or two taps?
Dude,
2 taps.
nature is crazy with its ability to come back.
Yo, for real, have you seen that Boneyard, Alaska, bro? That's just crazy. That dude's just pulling out all sorts of weird dead, old ancient shit. All little sorts of weird stuff be growing in the water that comes out.
And you can also go to the Adam Dunn Show's website and go to the merch. Buy some stuff. Why the hell not? Support the show. Support the show. Buy some things.
Support the homies.
And
stick around for Patreon. We're gonna
be proud
make sure
with your
Max
hemp
comes
gear,
on.
with your
Straight up.
Adam Dunn Show gear.
Keep it running, good platform.
Thank you.
There's a whole reason to buy Patreon today is because
Also, go check out MycoSymbiotics.
Oh yeah, Max is coming on. We're gonna get all scientific and nerdy, and it's gonna go. Oh man.
Yeah.
You already know.
See how excited he gets here.
We'll have to
Nerdy.
get y'all an Adam Dunn.
Oh, a nerd off.
Oh, we can have a nerd off.
Oh,
Max.
Man, this man is a genius.
Yes. We gotta get y'all a code.
Down.
We'll
We do a code? Yeah, that'd be sick.
Dash,
Let's
for
make it happen.
sure.
Let's make it happen. So,
MycoSymbiotics.com.
yes, sir. And then once again, MycoFest
You
is
get
coming up.
cultures on there. You can get good cultures to grow all sorts of, gourmet and functional mushrooms.
And everything, and also,
and spirulina.
and this also goes to your event too, right? Sort of there.
Yeah, MycoFest.net is where our event
That's
is.
gonna
If you
be
wanna peep
so
game.
fun,
July 8th and
bro.
9th.
Like,
be
we're
lit.
putting that in the MycoZine for sure.
MycoFest
Everybody's
is
gonna know
July
about
Oh,
that.
yeah, that's August 4th to the 6th.
Yeah, that's the lit one. Yep. But yeah, if you check out MycoFest.net, super vibes. But yeah, we'll get y'all codes.
Super.
Codes coming our way.
Dude, MycoFest.
Thank you guys for joining us always. It's fun to always see a familiar face, even though he looks 15 years younger right now, I swear. You should get a shot of Odie, because that's just hilarious. I mean, he walked in.
Somebody get a shot. Get a shot of it. Get
I
a
didn't
shot.
know who he was.
No, it's-
It was Adam No Beard moment. Oh, damn. Yeah, it's 2 minutes in the box.
What's that? It's over.
No, I'm kidding.
It's over. All right, so we're gonna go on to Patreon in a little bit. But in the meantime, thanks for joining the show. It was pretty awesome. See, it was a,
that was a lot of
you were a
fun.
whole show. But usually,
that was a vibe.
Usually,
Yeah.
after an hour, I'm out.
Kick
I'm
you off
out.
after an hour.
Yo, it's so much better to do a show in person too.
Oh, it is. Yeah,
Get
for
to
sure.
kick it. Smoke some herb.
Definitely. Don't.
a
That
lot
is
of
the
it.
bonus of going on a weed podcast that has weed.
Yeah.
Even if we're not talking about it all the time.
And thank you for your manager
Get
for
on
getting
it.
you here on time, even though Adam was late.
Right.
We
Shouts out to
appreciate
Bree.
you.
Shouts out to the whole team at MycoSymbiotics. Let's grow. Shouts out to Certified.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
All right.
Certified spell wrong again. It's CRTFD.
Yep.
So don't try to look
Damn,
up certified.
this is a guy over here.
This is what it is.
That's the
Well,
end.
they want to look for it, right?
Spelling,
Maybe
spelling.
there's
Hey, you know what I mean? No, he's keeping it real. That's the way you find it.
What if somebody spelled it right and is taking their
Oh, that's what usually
you know?
happens.
This is game that he's spitting on us
Yeah.
about
Yeah.
search engine optimization.
SEOs, bro. SEOs over here.
And if we want to step up, we need to learn these techniques.
Thank you, Mark. Thank you, Vinny. You fuckers.
Let's grow.
Look at Vinny's fucking got gloves on. He's doing work, scrubbing counters.
Well, yeah. If you are in Denver, 4th of July, we have our grand opening here at the coffee shop
Even
at
though
So
it's a
High Cafe.
Wednesday.
And we're gonna have a little market going on, little action, a little farmers
When is
market.
this?
4th of July.
4th of July.
Which is a Tuesday this year, so it's one of those
Wednesday,
weird, wacky days where you get it's not a weekend. They can't tag it on to the fucking weekend, so it's
Yeah, you gotta try the bagels, bro.
gonna be
That sounds good.
there we go.
Yeah, they're good bagels.
All right, guys, and so catch us on Patreon. Shout out to CC and PDX Amazing.
Catch me outside.
Catch me outside, bro.
You know what I mean? 24/7,
Exactly.
every
Some
day,
corn.
every week. You know what I mean? In the woods, deep,
Oh,
there,
elote.
deep out
We got
there.
some elote
reconnect,
out there.
you know?
Yeah.
Corn
Thank you
chicks
guys
out
for
there. Yeah,
stopping
she
in.
crushes.
Join us
Oh,
for
yeah,
the
my
after
pleasure.
show.
Yeah.
She crushes.
Patreon.com/AdamDunn
That's
Bang.
right. Peace out, guys.
Bow, bow, bow.
Practically every one of the top 40 records being played on every radio station in the United States is a communication to the children to take a trip, to cop out, to groove. The psychedelic jackets on the record albums have their own.
This is a special question. We don't want you to smoke genetically modified ganja. We want you to smoke the real thing.
Me?
Want you to smoke the natural herb.
Sweet.
Some call it marijuana.
Sweet.
Some call it sesame.
Sweet.
Some call it lamb's bread.
The tea.
And some people call it